From Dick Price Stadium on the campus of Norfolk State University, WHCS Cable Channel 46 presents Division 5 Group AAA Championship Game. The Hampton Crabbers and the Amherst Lancers. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hinson. We welcome you to a balmy afternoon at Dick Price Stadium. Let's see if I got it right. Group AAA Division 5 State Championship.
You got it right.
We've been here before. The guys in the red, white, and black have been here before. They're looking for number 4.
And I tell you, back to back to back to back, and I don't see any reason why they shouldn't do it. But I remember back last year, and I talked to Alvis Mann earlier, and he says, temperature's a whole lot different than it was last year. And I said, yeah, we like it froze last year, especially when the sun went down. But this team this year, Tim, is just really congealed and really feed off each other. They got some seniors that are great leaders in Jarrett Green and Jeremy Southern and Almanzo Curry and Zarif, just to name a few. Those 4 plus other seniors have really carried this team, but they have meshed together, and since the first game of the season, they've been in a playoff mode. They could not lose another game after that first game of the season.
Well, and they're coming in here against a team who's not been here before. This Amherst team, previously a Group AA team, has just moved up to AAA, and quite frankly, on paper, all their scores look real strong. You know, great big shutouts, 62-0 and 54-7, but they haven't played the caliber of ball that these Hampton Crabbers have.
Well, and if you talk to anybody in AAA football, and Peninsula District is probably the toughest district in the state, but they being the Lancers, played a Group 2, 1 Division 4, 1 Division 3. One of those teams didn't win but 1 game. So that's not showing, you know, you're going to get a lot of yardage, your backs are going to score a lot of points, but that's really not indicative of what Hampton has gone through and the caliber teams that they played this year, and I think that's got a lot to do with the outcome of this game today.
Well, and let's talk a little bit about, now, everybody watching this in the city of Hampton, unless they live in a cave and don't have television, knows what Hampton brings to this game. They've got a well-rounded offense. They've got a young quarterback in Marcus Hagens, a junior. He'll be back next year. Kid has really come into his own. We're going to lose Muffin Curry after this year, but you got Mac Jones as a sophomore. You got a lot of chemistry to this Hampton team. Now, the Lancers on the other side have really a one-dimensional offense. If they can't run the ball against you, they're not going to win. And I got to tell you something, I'm Mike Smith, and I've got a defense like Mike Smith has. I don't see much of a problem here.
Well, I don't either. And you and I were looking at the statistics before the game. They threw the ball 42 times the whole year.
That's 4.2 times a game on a 10-game schedule, and they've played 13 games, so it's ridiculous.
It really is. But if they do pass, it's going to be from a bootleg situation. They're going to run a wing tee, but different than Deep Creek and different than Huguenot is they don't try to cut back. They got enough speed they think they can get outside. And Danny Mitchell was talking to me. He says, Coach, they'll run 20 yards to the side trying to get outside. So they're going off tackle, and around in is where they're going to try to go today. Well, they haven't run into a defense with the quickness of Hampton. I don't think they're going to get outside.
Or the talent of Hampton. You know, they got so much talent. Let's go back in time right now. Bob had a chance to talk a little earlier with head coach Mickey Crouch of the Amherst Lancers.
Well, Coach, first of all, congratulations. What a storybook season you guys had, come from Group 2 to Group 3 and undefeated. In fact, somebody's already said you got the longest winning streak in Division 3 this year.
Yeah, we won 14 games in a row.
And tell me a little bit about your team, Coach.
Well, we run a wing tee on offense, and we base 43 on defense, and we just got a bunch of good kids that work hard. And, you know, we've been very fortunate to get here.
Well, anytime you got some kids that are meshed together, have been with you a little while, you end up with some good leadership. So evidently you got some good leadership on your team.
Yeah, we do. And, you know, we got a bunch of kids that's pretty intelligent kids, and when you got that, you can do a whole lot more things.
Coaching staff. Every team that is successful has got to have a good coaching staff.
Well, I wouldn't trade mine for anybody. You know, these guys work hard. They're very knowledgeable with the game. They work hard in the off season, and when we go to camp, we got all the coaches with us, and that makes a big difference too.
It really does. Meeting a Hampton team, they're trying to get 4 in a row. Does that mistake come into it, or you guys just figure they put their pants on the same way you do?
Most of my kids don't even know where Hampton is.
Well, listen, good luck to you tonight,
all right,
Coach.
Thank you.
Good enough.
Of course, the Lancers, you know, we kind of taken them lightly a little bit in our conversation here. Not really, because I was really concerned about Huguenot last week with all their size and their scoring power. But, you know, they didn't get to be 13-0 by just showing up. They have a good ball team, and I expect them to give Hampton a decent game here, at least early.
Well, you know, I do too. Until the ball is kicked. And then after that, I really believe, and I go back to my guru, and you know who that is. And that guy's saying 44-0, and he has not been wrong, especially in the playoffs. But whether they score 44-0, I don't know. But Hampton was not going to take this team lightly. Coach Mike, Coach Danny, and Coach Alvis, they've got these guys together, plus the rest of the coaching staff. We got a job to do. We're going to get organized. This is what we're going to do. These are the plays we're going to run. And Mike Smith is what Danny told me about Mike Smith. He says, you see athletes crack it up a notch or two. He says, Mike Smith raises it 3 and 4 notches when he gets in the playoffs. But he says he can look at a film, break a film down, check tendencies and keys, and do it better than anybody else. He really brings a lot to this game.
Well, and a lot of people would say that almost every year the Division V state championship game is played when Hampton or a Peninsula representative plays the Southside representative in the regional finals. Because let's face it, Deep Creek is better than Huguenot. Great Bridge probably was. So year after year, it's somewhat anticlimactic.
It really is, and it's a shame that those two couldn't make it to the finals, but they're in the same region, so you're going to end up with it like that. And I know the Central Division is hoping they'll send Hampton back to the north or the northwest, where we used to have to go for the semifinals. But when you run into a caliber of team that Hampton's got year in, year out, they will develop winners. That's the difference of the other schools. And I'm not talking about this, I'm talking other schools in the state. They don't understand what you have to do once you get to the playoffs to get prepared to do this, to play this game. Mike Smith and his coaching staff know.
And we're ready. In fact, we're going to go back in time one more time before we get this one underway, as Bob talked a little earlier with head coach Mike Smith of the Hampton Crabbers.
Well, Mike, congratulations on making it to the finals. You guys, this seems like an annual event, and I love it, and I know you guys do. Danny told me the other day, he said, would really feel bad if we weren't practicing come Thanksgiving.
Well, we're just glad to be back. You know, it's just always a pleasure for the kids to get to this point. It's a great accomplishment for these kids. They worked extremely hard this year.
Well, that was my point. They have worked real hard because it's not easy. These kids start practice before school starts, and they go 2-a-days, and this has been a long year for them, but they seem to get better every year. I say that, better every game. That's what the coaching staff does. You guys keep making little changes, and they just respond to you.
Well, I think they should get better, you know, if you start practicing and you haven't been practicing all summer, and you know you're not going to be as good early in the season. Some of those people go in, they're probably about as good in the beginning of the season they are at the end, but yeah, we don't practice out of season, and so as the season goes on, we're not getting a little bit better every week, then we're going to be in trouble.
Well, you got some ball players that really stand out, and a couple of guys that come to mind real quick is your center. You call him Little Michael Smith, and Mac Jones. These two guys have stepped up. Your center recognizes defense, knows his blocking schemes, and Mac has just come into his own as a running back.
Well, maybe we just realized Mac was running. We just started giving him the ball a little more. Mac's been he's been really strong in the playoff games. Little Mike's done an exceptional job this year. He's not very big, but he's tough. He's kind of like Adam Lively was when he started, and
well, you had another young man.
Lonzo Cherry.
That's the man I was thinking about. He thought he was about 6'2", weighed 200 some pounds, but he wasn't. But he was a good player. You ended up with good centers.
I think Coach Mitchell does a good job with them there, and Coach Mann's done a real good job with Mac at running back. So we're real fortunate to have those two kids along with the rest of them. We got a good group of kids.
Yes, you do.
I just hope they have a great game and come away here with the victory today.
Well, I do too, Mike. Congratulations and good luck this afternoon.
Okay, thanks.
Good enough. Here you go. Good enough. Stay tuned for tonight's starting line.
Kim, now that you just got married, what are you going to do next?
I'm going home to watch sports on my favorite station, WHCS TV 46. All right.
umpire. Mr. McKinney's going to be your linesman. Mr. Carter's going to be your field judge. Mr. Ryan's going to be your back judge. Mr. Collins is going to be your line judge. Gentlemen and clock officials. You need to know the time it's up there, okay? A couple things. First off, we as the crew of officials would like to congratulate both of you for making it to this game today. Second off, if I have a penalty, I'll call red, white. I'll give you your options. Once you say yes or no, that's what we're going to go with, okay? That understood? All right. Most important thing,
ladies and gentlemen,
as captains of your team,
Northern Virginia
we expect you to control them for unsportsmanlike conduct of any type will not be tolerated. That understood?
The back judge,
all right. As I have it, you're the home team. I have a flipping coin. It's our flipping coin. You don't get it. That's tails and heads. Tails, heads. You're the visitors. You're going to call it loud enough so these other gentlemen can hear it. If I drop it, we'll flip it again, okay? Here we go. Heads you call. It is a tail. You've won the toss. You want your option. You want the ball? Okay, which goal you want to defend? Okay, put your backs there, white. Red, you put yours right here. Red one. Receive. Gentlemen, shake hands. Let's have a good ball game now.
Well, the Amherst County Lancers have won the toss. They've elected to receive. The Hampton Crabbers will be defending the goal to the north end of the field. Offensively,
all right, back here at Dick Price Stadium, we've had the toss of the coin, and the Lancers from Amherst have won, and they will receive and go from our right to our left.
Tracy Grant, number 68, A.J. Jordan. At center, number 52, Will Myers. The quarterback will be number 16.
As we mentioned, this game being played this afternoon in almost summer-like weather conditions as the temperature being in the 70s. We're on the Amherst side of the field, so you will be hearing when they have some good news. You'll hear it first from the Lancers sideline. Today's broadcast is brought to you through the sponsorship of the following. Hampton Chevrolet at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. By Zooms with 5 convenient Hampton locations.
When gearing up for your next print job, call Gear Up.
By your Allstate agents, Robert Mann and James Hudson. By Stallion Brothers Heating and Cooling. And in part by Wood Funeral Home, where Richard Pulley is the funeral director.
Tim, if you want to go ahead and give the officials, these are out of the northern region, nice officials.
All right, Larry Kendrick is our referee. Bill Christian is the umpire. The linesman is Jim McKinney. Jim Collins is the line judge. Pat Ryan is the back judge. And the field judge is Tony Carter. We are set to roll from Dick Price Stadium. This is the Division 5 Group AAA Championship game. The Hampton Crabbers and the Amherst Lancers taken at the 5-yard line. Out to the 21-yard line, a 16-yard return for the Lancers.
We'll give you the offense for the Lancers in just a second. You can see them. The center is Myers. The guards are Jordan and Bryant. Kopp and Poling are the tackles. At the tight end, we got Carter, the split end Braxton, halfbacks are Tolliver and Sandridge. Cox is the tailback, and Carpenter is the quarterback.
From the 21-yard line, this is Sandage, and Sandage picks up 5 yards out to the 26. And now for the Crabbers on defense, as a couple of players get tangled up early, the intensity there. The guards are Williams and Ware. The tackles are Green and Southern. Your ends are Mac Jones and Alfonso Gunter. The rest of the defense, the linebackers are Raymond Mann and Keith Mann. The corners are Higgins and Zarif, and Armando Muffin Curry is your safety. Gain of a little more than 5. Let's call it second down and a short 4. And again, the Lancers run the ball into the center of the line, close to the 30-yard line. It'll be third down and 2.
Well, this is what they're good at, and they're going to try to do it. Tim will pick a player of the game from the Hamptons Crabbers this afternoon. That player receive a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from Buckwalter Engraving, located at Kickotan Road. For all your engraving needs, contact Jim at 723-6067. Dave Buckwalter is the owner.
Third and 2 at the 30. The maroon-clad Lancers give to Sandage, and the big tailback with a good second effort has the first down at the 34-yard line.
And that was great second effort on his part. The player of the game shirt comes from the Island of Hardware and Sporting Goods. They're located in Poquoson. They can meet all your sports needs with a full line of athletic goods, both team and individual, equipment and uniforms, plus screen printing. Call Dave Chubb at 868-8467. John Roberts is the owner.
Young man who just got the first down, 145 carries on the season, 1,357 yards and 18 touchdowns. First down at the 34 of the Lancers. Give this time
Hit
the tailback number 15. That is Flanagan, Ray Flanagan.
Number 1, Keith Mann, was in the backfield and met him in the backfield. Should be a loss on that play.
And it is about a 1-yard loss for the Lancers, or at least no gain at any rate.
The family dentistry of Dr. Scott and Hunter Francis are located at 2038 Nickerson Boulevard. They have evening and Saturday appointments available. Call 851-3530.
Second and 10 for the Lancers. 9:42 left here in the scoreless first quarter. This is Sandage. The big tailback is wrapped up by Jared Green and others.
Hey,
Really
watch
in
that.
on the initial stop for the Crabbers was number 33, Mac Jones, and he really slowed him down, and then Jared Green wrapped him up.
And I tell you, if you get wrapped up by Jarrett, you're not going anywhere. And you're in good hands with Allstate agents Robert Mann and James Hudson. Give them a call for all your insurance needs at 827-1200. That's Robert, Bobby Mann, and James Hudson.
You saw on the replay there. Now it's third down and about 11. 2 plays for no yardage. Again, Sandage gets the handoff, and again he is wrapped up by Mac Jones, Jared Green, and
Gunter.
81 is
Southern. Jeremy Southern. 4 of them on him. I mean, nowhere. Hampton knew where he was going with the ball that time.
I got to tell you, Bob, I said it in the pregame discussion, but if you can't do more than hand off to Sandage, you're not going to win this ball game. You're going to have to be able to do more.
And you got 1 first down, and then you got nothing. I mean, 3 downs, and you're still at 10 yards.
Mark Harrell kicks the ball away from Elmondo Curry and does a good job of kicking it out of bounds at the Hampton 31-yard line, where the Crabbers will have it first and 10.
For your next printing job, call Gear Up Printing. Gear Up is located at 1909 North Armstead Avenue. The phone number is 827-8277.
36-yard punt by Harrell with no return. Now the offense for the Crabbers. Smith is the center. Walker and Michael W. Smith, I want to say, are the guards, and Mann and Green are the tackles for the Crabbers. Give you the rest of that right after this offensive play from the 30-yard line. Crabbers line up with Mac Jones in the backfield and Curry. Curry comes to the near side in motion. Marcus Higgins gives to Mac Jones, and Jones carries up the middle, and he drags tacklers to the 38-yard line. Balance of the starters now. The tight end is Southern. Mann is the split. Zarif is the flanker. Curry is the tailback. Mac Jones, the aforementioned Mac Jones, is your fullback, and Marcus Higgins is your quarterback.
And we'll give you the defense as we watch the replay here. We'll give you the defense for the Lancers. And Mac Jones if you didn't have that leg, he would have really gone. Right after this offensive play, we'll come up with defense. They picked up, looked like, about almost 8 yards on that play.
8 yards, yep. Second down and a pair. Zarif comes to the near side. Southern split to the near side out of the I backfield. Mac Jones gets the handoff, and he has the first down across the 40 to about the 43.
And the tackles for the Lancers are Black and Buford. The ends are Kopp and Sandledge. The linebackers, and they run a 4-3. The 3 linebackers are Cox, Liggins, and McPherson. The corners are Braxton and Canada. And the free safety, Mays. Strong safety is Tolliver, who was in on a tackle, by the way.
First down at the 43-yard line for the Crabbers. Little more than 7 minutes left here in a scoreless first quarter. First time the Crabbers have had the ball. Higgins keeps on the quarterback keeper and picks up maybe a yard at most. Check out your neighborhood Zooms. They have 5 convenient Hampton locations. Also want to tell you that we're happy to have Wood Funeral Home again as a sponsor. Wood Funeral Home, where the funeral director is Richard Pulley. On staff are Brian Wood and John Ware. I want to thank all of our corporate sponsors throughout the season and here in the playoffs for their financial support. Second down and 9 for the Crabbers.
Tim, they got 10 men up close to the line of scrimmage.
Well, and it worked that time because Muffin Curry is stuffed in the backfield for a loss of a couple. However, I will hasten that, and I want to tell you, I say some of these things knowing that teams that don't get respect sometimes can earn the respect, and the Lancers have a big task in front of them today as you watch the replay here. But I just, until Hampton starts to loosen up and throw the ball, this might be a close game. But,
well, you got them up close, but they know now, 3rd and long, that Hampton will do one of two things. They'll either pass the ball or they'll run a quarterback keeper or quarterback draw. They play man-to-man.
Swing pass for Curry left side, and he has got no place to go. He'll go out of bounds at the 44, and that'll bring up 4th down and an apparent kicking situation for the Crabbers.
Well, one thing you got to be aware of if you are the Lancers is that your kicker is your quarterback, Marcus Higgins.
I would think, however, this early in the ball game, Mike Smith would probably go to the conservative side of this. He does have the team in punt formation, which means virtually nothing. One man back for the Lancers. And Higgins will run with the football. The Crabbers will gamble. A block to the near side, and he is going to be very close to the 1st down. This will be extremely close.
It depends on the spot.
I don't think he got it. My gut reaction as I look down, and we're right on the 50-yard line, is it's going to be very, very close.
Larry Kendrick is going to have to call and bring it over.
Here's your replay, and I'm telling you, I didn't say that glibly when I said they are in apparent punt formation, because this is not the first time we've seen Mike Smith gamble like this.
Well, he got a nice block from his wide receiver that time. I think it was Akeem. WHCS Channel 46 welcomes you to the Math Zone, a live televised interactive call-in program for students to get help with their math. Join Tyler Elementary teacher Cassandra Hamilton and Davis Middle School teacher Sherry Martin. Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Call 850-5426 and join the Math Zone.
Now, we can't see from our vantage point here, but it apparently is short, and it is going to be 1st down Lancers.
Big gamble.
Well, it is and it isn't. It's kind of in a way, it's kind of saying to the other team in a very broad sense, we're going to gamble, and I think we can hold it if we don't get it. I mean, clearly that's what the state was. I don't think it's one of disrespect, but it's one of, hey, what about an element of surprise here? Higgins has run for 18 touchdowns.
Well,
14 touchdowns.
And Tim, he couldn't have missed it more than the length of a football.
He didn't miss it by much, but he had a long ways to go. That wasn't, 3rd and 1 or anything like that. On the quarterback keeper, Chris Carpenter has some running room. He's in Hampton territory at the 46.
Well, he cut that back because there was nothing on the outside, and that's one thing that, looking at the films of this team, that they don't do a good job of cutting it back, but the quarterback did that time. We have a official's timeout. Watch the replay.
I'm going to correct myself and tell you that Curry has 15 touchdowns. Higgins on the season has 14. So I was right the first time I said 14 running. But that's unusual when you got a quarterback that's thrown for 10 touchdowns. No, get it right yet here. 28 touchdowns and run for 14.
We got Muffin Curry went off to the sideline. Alexander Mann is at a halfback, and now we got at the safety is Marcus Higgins.
Ball came loose, but it was after the play was blown dead, so no fumble on the play. Curry looks to have some equipment problem. I see him on the far sideline, and he's going to come right back in the ball game. He was over there getting some.
Well, that's why the official timeout earlier was evidently was an equipment problem with Muffin.
So a loss on that play, and makes it now 3rd down and 5 to go, almost 6 for the Lancers. Carpenter wants to pass. One of the few times the Lancers will throw the ball. If he does, and he won't, he is sacked at the 44-yard line.
What a great job that time by number 81, Jeremy Southern.
Good to see some of the Hampton fans on hand here. Watch your replay from the ground level, and Southern just would not allow Carpenter to get loose. So the going forward on 4th down does not cost the Crabbers. In fact, the Lancers end up with 4th and 13. Harrell, who had a 36-yarder the last time, the left-footed kicker gets this one away. It's a high spiraling kick fielded by Curry. Curry, far sideline, reverses his field now and stepped out of bounds back at the 17-yard line.
He just couldn't get his bearings enough to turn around and come back against the grain.
Harrell will get 34 yards of the kick.
34-yard punt for Harrell. Let me get one of these in here, Bobby. We got your basic Hampton Chevrolet.
Hampton Chevy.
They've been with us for years, and we appreciate their support. They're locally owned business, and they strongly believe in supporting the community which they serve. Hampton Chevrolet urges you to get involved with your students' school PTA. All right, the Crabbers have it back now. They'll start from their 17-yard line. Higgins on the play action. No, in fact, gives the ball off. And out to about the 23-yard line.
That must have been Curry.
Muffin Curry.
I couldn't pick up the number, but I saw Max standing up, so I figured it must be Muffin with the ball.
Muffin picked up
good
solid
5
yards.
Good solid 5. Academics play a key role in the NCAA clearinghouse procedure. Certain criteria must be met by your son or daughter in order to participate in athletics at a higher level. For additional information, contact your guidance counselor, coach, or athletic director.
2nd down and 5 as we are down to 3:20 remaining in a scoreless first quarter. On the quarterback option, and Higgins fumbles the football. Ball is on the ground, and it belongs to the Lancers.
Well, that was a good job of that young man coming from behind, and that was number 88 and 45. Caught him from behind, caused the turnover.
Well, that'd be Ray Buford and Josh Meyer. Here's the replay. The ball comes loose. Fumbles the ball, gives the Lancers the ball at the 21-yard line. Golden opportunity for Amherst County. Carpenter is the quarterback. Sandage is the ball carrier, and he will be stopped at about the 19-yard line as he bowled his way down there. Pretty big guy, this number 44 Sandage.
He is right good size, Tim. He's 200 pounds, 6'3" senior.
He looks more like about 220.
Yeah, well, a lot of times we got a official's timeout. Oh, they're talking to the two captains because there was a little shoving after that last play. So they're going to talk. That's a good job Larry Kendrick is doing.
And Larry calls the two captains in and says, all right, guys,
this is the deal. This is the deal.
You guys play football, I'll do the talking.
And we'll get pizza after the game.
That's right.
What kind of pizza do you like?
2nd down and about 7 for the Lancers inside the Hampton 20-yard line. Handoff goes to number 32. That is Jason Cox.
And he's the only other one that usually carries the ball. Number 33, who's in the backfield, is basically used as a blocker. Want to recognize the coaches for Hampton. Mike Smith, of course, is the head coach. Danny Mitchell, Alvis Mann, Lanny Franklin, Adolph Hawkins, Kenny Gilliam, Shannon Smith, Tony Carlson, and, of course, Diane Limerick is the trainer.
I want to correct you, though, Bob, on that comment about number 33 blocks a lot. He carried the ball 130 times for 758 yards. Inside reverse, dumped at the 15-yard line where it'll be 4th down and 4. The handoff went that time to number 15, Ray Flanagan. But this Trey Oliver, this 33 you're referring to, averaged almost 6 yards a carry and 10 touchdowns. So our information is conflicting here.
Well, but see, he scored all those yards and touchdowns against those teams that didn't have winning thing. They're not going for the field goal.
No, they're going for the 1st down.
Maybe they'll try to draw Hampton offside. Nope.
Carpenter still has it, wants to throw, and it's
nice job that time by Raymond Mann, and his speed from that linebacker.
So that ball will go over to the Crabbers on downs. Amherst could have tried for a field goal. I don't know what their kicker's abilities are, but they chose to go for it on 4th and 4 with a rare pass. Now, that's 2 passes in this game. As you watch the replay from the ground level, good job. Just got his hand on it, because I got to tell you, that ball was on target for Jason Cox.
Well, and I tell you, the speed that Raymond Mann shows, got him back at linebacker now instead of tackle, really helps in that flat area on those passes.
So the Crabbers will start from the 15, just 2 yards further back than they started the last time they had the ball on offense. And again, Muffin Curry is stopped for no gain. So the defense has done a good job. That was Seneca Sandage in on the stop for the Lancers. He's the young man who carries the ball predominantly for the Lancers. Picked up almost 2, let's call it 2nd down and a long 8. And as of yet, the Crabbers have not gone to the air.
Well, you notice that the wide receivers are being covered man to man.
Play action, Higgins has all day. Throws downfield, Zarif, and that ball was way overthrown. He would have been able to catch it had he been open, had it been on target, but well over his head by 5 yards. The wind is behind the Crabbers' backs. It's to their backs right now, so they do have a wind assistance, and maybe that was part of the reason that ball went so far.
We got less than a minute to go. In fact, it's 47.6 seconds, so how much is that less than a...
I'm
gonna work on you now.
Carry on, that's 12.4 seconds less than a minute. I think.
Okay.
3rd down and 8 for the Crabbers. As of yet, the Crabbers have not gotten off with a 1st down.
They got a 1st down. Their first time they ran the ball, they picked up 1st down, but after that, they...
Yep. Higgins with plenty of time overthrows his man, and the Crabbers will be in a 4th down and long. So the offense for the Crabbers has sputtered here in the first 12 minutes. And Higgins will be on for the punt. Crabbers, of course,
number 62, Craig Kohler, senior center, is the one is the long snapper.
Of course, Crabbers went for it on 4th and long near midfield, but that was a different situation. Higgins gets a low liner away, and this one's a bullet right to the 45-yard line. And eluding a tackler, Zarif has his, I get a great block on Zarif. He's got some running room, flag down. This one will come back. The Lancers crowd all in an uproar with enjoyment of that run back, but there was a block in the back.
And we got another flag at the other end, so we got 2 flags.
Here's your replay. This was the kind of kick you do not want to kick. This is a bullet right to the receiver. That's Eric Elliott, who showed good speed. Now watch this. Had him there, but he got away. And then Zarif was hit in the back, but that was an iffy call.
Mac Jones finally ends up making the tackle out of bounds. Listen to the official. We have a clip. Personal foul against Hampton, and a personal foul against the other team. So we have 2 personal fouls and a clip. Let's see what happens. Are they going to kick it over?
Well, you've got 2 penalties against the Lancers and 1 against Hampton. You would suppose that the personal fouls would offset and they'd penalize from the clip, but I'm not sure how this one plays out. We're going to hear now. So all of that is all wiped out. It's a replay because of in fact, if anything, it would have been a penalty against the Lancers, having 2 of the 3 penalties called against Amherst. In any event, it boils down to the play never happened. Now Mike Smith wants to have a little discussion and say, wait a minute. Mike Smith's called a timeout because he wants to discuss.
Well, he didn't have his long snapper in there, number one, so you can't run that play without having somebody snap the ball. Good shot of Mike.
In the first quarter, we are scoreless. Amherst County Lancers nothing to Hampton Crabbers.
So 24.8 seconds remain here in the scoreless first quarter. Amherst almost had great field position. You watch this play again. We won't see the personal fouls, but this was an excellent effort on their run back guy, Cox here.
Now, see, if you hit the guy in the back, and you can't see the front of his jersey, that you could not see Zarif's front of his jersey. He got hit from behind. That was a good call.
And there we are.
And there we are. And you look at the guy right next to me, Braxton, he says, you know, I'm inside, the weather's beautiful. You put me outside when it's raining and the cold. I don't understand this picture.
77 degrees was the temperature on our way to the ball game this afternoon, about 2 o'clock. 73 at game time on the 5th of December, 1998, if you can believe it. There you see the Hampton faithful in attendance here at Dick Price Stadium, a beautiful facility on the campus of Norfolk State University. And we want to thank all the fine people here at Norfolk State for all of their hospitality. Is that Sarah?
Yes, that's who that is.
Sarah, don't call me Susan, and Braxton.
Well, that's
with us. And Ron ESPN Baton with the great shots from the sideline. All right, we're about set to get this punt away now. I guarantee you Curry will try to get a little more air underneath it. Didn't get much.
But he kicked it away.
Yeah, kicked it away from the young man, and that shows a little more respect. So the ball goes out of bounds at the 48-yard line, where the Lancers will have it at their 48.
Well, they've had great field position the whole game, just about.
35-yard punt with no return.
Will get 35 yards on the punt. No return for the Amherst County Lancers.
Amherst 13-0. And they have a 14-game win streak as they won their final regular season game last year. Of course, the Crabbers with a 12-game win streak, having lost their opening game to Heritage in 5 overtimes and have since gone undefeated. Got to mix up in the backfield. Sandage is going to have to run for his life, and he's going to lose big yards back to the 30-yard line.
Man, what a mix-up. The two backs ran into each other.
You know, you just don't expect that from a 13-0 team on the last game of the season.
Yeah, you've been playing since, we're working on his play since August. And that's the end of the quarter, Tim.
Watch the replay. You're going to see this. The two backs are going to literally run smack dab into each other. And then the Crabbers have just got a field day here because Sandage is at their mercy.
It's Gunter making the tackle.
18-yard loss on that play. They mark it at, well, let's see, they give them a little bit of better forward progress. They mark it at 32.
Well, I thought at first you put it at the 30.
Yeah.
First quarter, and at the end of the first quarter, we're scoreless. The Amherst County Lancers nothing.
So that is the end of a scoreless first quarter. I got to tell you, Bob, that surprises me. The Crabbers offense has not gotten at all untracked.
Well, I remember a game in, 1996. Of course, it was rainy and everything else. At the end of the first quarter, it was 0-0, and Hampton reeled off 51 straight points.
I'm not saying it won't happen.
No,
I'm just saying that I'm surprised.
I'm just, you know.
Amherst has played well here in the first quarter.
Well, they've had great field position. Hampton had a turnover.
This is the sack again, just in case you wanted to enjoy the second time.
They've really had 2 turnovers. The not getting the first down on the fourth down attempt, and of course the fumble. Go ahead. What do you got?
Just real quickly for Amherst, Seneca Sandage 7 carries for -4 yards. Cox 1 for 1, and Chris Carpenter 3 for -4. So my math tells me they're at -7 in the rushing department after 1 quarter here, but it's scoreless, so that's good news for Amherst. As long as they keep this game low scoring, they're in the ballgame.
Mac Jones right there in the backfield met number 32.
Jason Cox.
Wow.
So Cox loses even more yardage back to the 31-yard line, a loss of a yard. So that makes it 3rd down and 27 to go now.
Mickey Crouch says, we need to talk about this. 3rd and 27. I don't know if I got that play in my playbook or not.
I wouldn't think he does. Hey, the role of the parent is paramount in the education process, and Hampton Chevrolet encourages parents to get involved. Join your student's school PTA.
for any kind of dental work, for it to be quick and painless.
Painless, that's my word.
Oh, I tell you, Family Dentistry to Dr. Scott and Francis Hunter, located at 2038 Nickerson Boulevard. Give them a call at 851-3530.
11:43 remaining here in the first half.
Allstate agents Robert Bobby Mann and James Hudson can handle all of your insurance needs from the car to the home. Give them a call at 827-1200.
Had a shot a minute ago of the Hampton band. There you see the band and the flag twirlers and all the components that go into that operation. Great sounding band.
Hey, got a fumble.
And
Boom.
Carpenter got it back. That was not a flag. I started to say a flag throw. That's actually the beanbag for a fumble.
If you want to play beanbag, and they lost another yard.
Yep. So they're back to the 30 where we thought they were after that big sack. Here's your replay. You're going to see the ball come loose. Just a bad snap from center. Carpenter, the quarterback, just never had it.
Well, he may have pulled out too early also, Tim, and that happens.
All right, Harrell will be on to try and kick the ball again. He'll have the breeze at his back. Crabbers put token pressure on, and it's kicked right to Muffin Curry at the 37-yard line. Want to set up a return around the five. Oh, what a beautiful block, but not much happening for Curry other than the block. Raymond Mann came down there and leveled one of the guys coming down for the Lancers.
I tell you, it really makes your heart stop for a second.
What do you got there, Bob?
Tom Gear and Gear Printing. Tommy is on the board of directors for the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of the Peninsula. They have over 200 little brothers looking for big brothers. This is a great program. And if
this is a replay, by the way.
And if you have somebody that would be interested, or if you are interested, give them a call at their home office, the Big Brothers Big Sister, at 827-0110. They need volunteers who spend 4 to 5 hours a week with the little brothers.
Crabbers now trying to get the offense going. They give the ball to Keith Mann, his first carry of the afternoon, and he's out across the 40. Pickup of about 3. Keith Mann has been a pleasant addition to the offense late in the season here. He's carried the ball 43 times for 199 yards, averaging over 4.5 yards per carry, and he has 4 touchdowns. So the arsenal that the Crabbers can throw at you is extensive. And Keith Mann and Mac Jones have just done a great job in that backfield in recent weeks. That's the backfield tandem now as Higgins has all day to throw. Wants to go downfield for Curry. Curry, diving catch!
And he was pushed from behind.
What a super catch!
He laid out for that ball, Tim. I mean, laid out.
If it's defense, that will be a good catch at the 20-yard line. That's what the Crabbers have been trying to get going, is the offense. Now, there was contact. Did he push off, or was he pushed, will be the question.
Well, if you could see the replay on that, Tim, he got pushed, and that may have helped you make the catch. I don't know. Let's listen to Larry Kendrick.
A defensive pass interference call. We'll have the replay for you. This one was perfectly thrown and more perfectly caught by Curry. Watch this. I mean, that was classic. He stretched all the way out and brought it in. That's the magic of the Hampton Crabbers at the 20-yard line of the Lancers. 40 yards on the play. Higgins gives to Keith Mann. He's got running room right side. He's still on his feet. Inside the 15 down to about the 13.
Oh, now we got a flag.
Late flag down. These guys are going to have to keep their tempers under control. I don't know.
That could be taunting.
What? Well, I won't even speculate.
Well, it looks like the Lancers grabbed one of their players and pulled him back. So my guess is it's against them. Let's see.
Unsportsmanlike against Hampton.
Well, I was wrong.
He might have been holding him back so that he wouldn't retaliate and therefore lose the advantage. So the Crabbers with a nice gain down to the 14-yard line. It would have been 2nd down and 4. But now on the dead ball foul, we'll find a major penalty assessment.
So it'll be 2nd down. Should be about, 15, 18? 16. Whoa, more than that.
So moves the ball outside the 30, and it makes it 2nd down and 20 to go. Not quite 21 yards to go, and again, someone lost their temper, either said something or pushed somebody, and the officials, they're going to call it tightly because they've already said let's play football and not have any of this talking and trash talking. All right, the Crabbers now, 2nd down and 20.
In the shotgun.
Curry in motion, Higgins in the shotgun. Feels the pressure, and Higgins will be sacked all the way back to the 42-yard line.
And number 44, Sandwich.
So the Crabbers, going in the wrong direction, lose 10 more yards to the 41-yard line. Here's your replay. From the ground level, you could see Higgins just never had a chance. And I got to tell you, the Crabbers are in the game. 3rd down and a mile. They need 31 yards for a 1st down. You got that one in your playbook?
Yep.
I bet they do. Higgins all day.
Right there he is.
That's the reef.
That's the play. That's the play.
You've got them where you want them.
They will come up and bite you.
Come up and bite you. The 41-yard pass to Akeem Zarif. Alan Johnson on to try the extra point. All right, here's your replay as we've got a timeout now. The Crabbers have taken a timeout. Higgins has all day, not a man within 10 yards of him, and Zarif just went right past the defender. The defender on the play was Curtis Canada. So that comes with 8:37 remaining in the 1st half. A 41-yard pass from Higgins to Zarif. Let me check some statistics real quickly here for you. Got him here. Let's see. Zarif now on the season. That's his 6th touchdown. Higgins now 5.
Well, I'm not sure of what they're doing. I think they may be contemplating going for 2.
Higgins 3 out of 5 in the 1st half for 83 yards. And of course that long pass of 40 yards that preceded this long would have accounted for the bulk of his yardage. Those 2 passes, 81 yards, just those 2 alone. And it does appear that the Crabbers are going to try for 2.
Well, they're shy of man. They haven't got but 10 men on the field.
And you've got movement on the defensive side, which would probably be half the distance to set it up for a 1.5 yards.
So there's only 10 men on the field for the Crabbers. There's only 10. Muffin started out 3, 6. I'm sorry, there's 11. I must count.
All right, so you may have heard referee Hendrick.
Larry Kendrick. You can have that. Take that over there where you can see it.
So now the Crabbers with half of the distance to go for the 2. Line up. They give it to Mac Jones, and he just bulls his way in for 2.
And Tim, that is called a heavy. Let me explain that heavy to you. I got that somewhere. Mike Smith will bring these people in. He'll have at one end, he'll have Jeremy Southern. Right next to him, Dale Miles. Next to him, he'll have Harold Mitchell. Then we'll have the center, Michael Smith. Then next to him, number 70, Steve Williams. Next to him, we got Mann, that's Raymond Mann, and then Jarrett Green, and they just all block to the center and just push them forward. They did that last week against a huge.
Yes, they did. You're that line. That's kind of a wedgie.
Well, he calls it this heavy.
Well, the wedges is where you can get something of the hot potato wedges at Zoom's. They're a place to go if you have that craving for a hot sandwich and an order of hot potato wedges.
Yeah, but you want to get some French fries, and they were out down here before the end of the first game.
I don't want to complain.
We need to stop there next week. I mean, on the way home, maybe.
An hour before the start of the second game, they were out of almost everything.
No chicken, no food.
Good job of planning.
Poor planning.
Yeah, Bob and I stood in line for 20 minutes and got some leftover popcorn. 26-yard line is where the ball is caught, and the 31-yard line is where the return will go.
Covering the kick for the Lancers, number 12, Curtis Canada.
On the return for the Lancers was Chris Canada. 34-yard kick and a 5-yard return for the Lancers. So the Lancers will have it at their 31-yard line, down 8-0. The Hampton Crabbers not enjoying much success trying to run the ball, so when you can't run the ball, what do? You throw it to Zarif or Curry.
You said, do they have a 37-yard play? Well, they did.
And they sure did.
More than 37. How long was that pass, by the way?
41.
41.
Jason Cox, the ball carrier for the Lancers. He is out to the 34-yard line. A gain of about 3. Second down and about 7 to go for Amherst County. Clock moving as we approach the 8-minute mark in the first half. Both teams were scoreless in the first, and Hampton has broken that open. As the Lancers drive close to a first down, they'll be about a yard shy.
They got tackled, and then they just, the ball carrier just turned his back and then started pushing.
Let me trade those with you if you don't mind.
Well, I don't mind.
This light's lighter and I can see what I've written.
Are you trying to say you have trouble seeing?
Huh? I'm hearing too. All right, the Crabbers have the defense stacked up now to prevent the Lancers from getting the yard they need. They need to cross the 41 to get a first down. Lancer crowd in front of us is cheering on the squad, and it looks like a good effort will give them the first down. So Jason Cox, number 32, gets the call, and young man picks up the first down at the 42-yard line. The Lancers, as we talked in the pregame show, just 42 passes all season.
And they've already thrown 2 in this game, which is what they average.
That's right. Second first down of the ball game for the Lancers. Flanagan is stopped at the 45-yard line after a gain of about 2. So Ray Flanagan.
Keith Mann hit him so hard he lost his helmet that time.
There's a replay. Interestingly, Flanagan, number 15, who's carried the ball a couple of times now, didn't have any statistics to speak of. But, you know, sometimes when you get in a game like this, you try and bring in a secret weapon. 46-yard line is where they mark it. This is Sandage. He's no secret. He's got some running room to the outside. The big man is dragged down, but not before he gets to the Hampton 40-yard line.
Well, that's what he does, and he does well as he gets outside. That's where he's picked up his yards this year.
A 13-yard carry for Seneca Sandage. That's got to be right up there with Chauncey Featherston.
Oh, I don't know. I think Chauncey's better.
Here's your replay. You're going to watch Sandage just move the left side. Good blocking on the left side for the Lancers. And he dragged Muffin Curry out of bounds. Curry was not going to let go of his shirt tail. From the 40, this is Cox, and Jason Cox bulls his way forward for a couple of yards. A little bit of a tangle, and another flag goes flying. So
and that's number 52 that time, I bet.
Denver's a little bit short. Let's see who gets called for this one. And if you're the Lancers, you can't give up 15 yards.
No, not because you just don't make that many at a running against this Crabber defense.
That's what's going to happen. It'll be a dead ball foul, so they'll give the gain on the play to the 38-yard line, but then they'll mark off 15 big ones. This one goes all the way back to the Lancer 48-yard line.
One of the VHSL officials talked to me at before the game, between the two games, and he said, how big a problem was that last week in your telecast when you lost your power? And I said, well, our crew is so good. We didn't have our picture, but they tell me there's a replay.
Here's Carpenter, the quarterback, to the outside. He is driven out of bounds at the 38-yard line. So a good gain on that play. About 12, almost 13 yards.
Number 5, Marcus Higgins.
He's not very fleet of foot, but he got the job done. 14 to be exact at the Hampton 38-yard line.
Big up 14 yards on the play, 3rd and 7 for the Lancers.
I just wonder if they are the kind of team that will gamble, and if you don't make it here, go for it on 4th.
Could very well be 4-down territory for the Lancers. They need to get to the Hampton 31-yard line. The game, the running attack has started to click. This is Flanagan, and Flanagan has first down yardage.
Well, they do a good job of spinning after they get hit. Crabber's got to lock up on the tackles.
So Flanagan gets the first down to the Hampton 28-yard line. Here's the replay. This good blocking and good movement of the ball by Flanagan as he just spun away from a couple of would-be tacklers. And now the Hampton Crabbers with the ball at their 27. Sandage gets to the 25, a gain of a couple. Clock moving as we approach 5 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the first half. Hampton 8, and the Lancers nothing, but the Lancers are moving. Sandage picked up 2, 2nd down and 8.
You're going to have to hit these tacklers. You're going to have to tackle these young men at their ankles and knees.
Carpenter, the quarterback, still has it, wants to throw, and Cox receives the ball at the 18-yard line, close to another first down.
And he was hit as he threw the ball.
He was forced out of bounds by the Crabbers, number 1, Keith Van Jr.
This is going to be very close to a first down. They may, in fact,
they're not going to mark it. They won't measure because they already moved the ball in the middle of the field.
It was the mark on the sideline appeared to be further down, but in fact it is at the 18, so it brings up 3rd down and a yard. This is a big 3rd down for both squads, as the clock stopped when he went out of bounds with 4:42 in the first half. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, and Bob Killen coming to you from Dick Price Stadium. The Lancers have the first down just shy of the 15-yard line.
Straight ahead power.
So the Lancers have life. Fresh set of downs. The ball just shy of the Crabber 15. Four and a half minutes left in the first half. You're watching the Group AAA Division 5 state championships. This is Jason Cox, and Cox is wrapped up after a short gain. May have gotten a yard.
Well, we have seen them year in, year out, Tim. We've seen the Crabbers bend, and you get down inside the 20, and they really stiffen, and it's hard to get into the end zone. But I'm impressed with the Lancers. They are really running the ball. They're taking it right at the Crabbers.
Well, you know what they're doing, Bob, is unlike a lot of teams that try and get to you with speed, they're just powering and blocking well. They're a good blocking offensive team.
Well, they really are, and but they have shown some speed, especially Sandage outside.
This is Sandage, and he is stacked up after a yard, so now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Well, Tim, that time he was hit right at the ankles by Jarrett Green, and he couldn't spin, you couldn't do anything, so he got anything but just maybe a half a yard.
3rd down and 8 for the Lancers. Last time they had a big 3rd down, they went to the air one of their infrequent times, although they do that off of play action, it makes it very effective.
Well, they've already thrown the ball 3 times this half.
3rd down and 8. This is Flanagan, fumble! The ball's picked up by the Crabbers!
And that's Marcus Higgins. They're not going to catch him. They will not catch him.
And he'll get a flag for taunting. He'll get a flag for taunting. You just don't do that. They may call the flag. Can they call it before he went in the end zone?
Yeah, but he turned around.
He'll get a flag for taunting. You just don't do that. They may call the flag. Can they call it before he went in the end zone?
Yeah, but he turned around. And we look like we got an injured player down at the other end too, one of the Crabbers.
Here's your replay. The ball is going to come loose, and Higgins, I'm not sure who the injured player is for Hampton, but right here at the 20-yard line is going to turn around and just kind of waltz in, and that draws the flag. Now they're going to say no touchdown. They're going to
I don't understand that. I don't understand how you.
More importantly, Jarrett Green was shaken up and is just now to his feet, back at the 13-yard line where all of this happened. And Jarrett Green, if he were to be lost, is a huge component of that defensive line.
And on the defense.
Now, I don't know. Can you deny a touchdown?
Obviously, you can.
I mean, I'm real anxious to hear the explanation. I understand the taunting, and you give them a 15-yard penalty.
Well, they got the ball down there, spotted at the extra point, so you get the 15. I believe you get the 15 on the kickoff.
They had marked the ball at the 10-yard line a few minutes ago. That's what I was asking the question. Let's see what Mr. Kendrick says. Okay.
Well, the penalty may be on the extra point try.
Right.
If it's on the extra point try, then you're talking now 18 yards to get into the end. So that 2-yard conversion, a 2-point conversion was going to loom big.
Yep. Again, I don't want to get on a rant here, but there's no need for that type of response. Run the ball into the end zone, enjoy the play, celebrate with your teammates. You don't need to turn around and shove up to the other team. That's taunting, and that's bad.
So now you're at the 18 going for you, and you're going to attempt the.
But he's going to try, in essence, a 35-yard one-point conversion.
Well, this young man was a player of the game one week for us.
Well, he won the game with a field goal against Phoebus at a 25-yarder. This one will be 35. It's not a field goal now. This is the extra point try to make it 15-0. Alan Johnson out of Muffin Curry's hold. The kick is up. It's long enough.
No, it's not. Short.
So it's short and to the left. So the Crabbers do benefit by the 2-point conversion on their first touchdown. So with 2:47 remaining until the half, the Crabbers lead 14-0.
Well, now we've had 2 turnovers, 2 fumbles by each one of these teams. The Crabbers got points off of it. The Lancers didn't.
Well, that was a huge turnover because they were at the 13-yard line. Granted, it was 3rd down and long, but, you know.
Who caused the turnover? Somebody grabbed the runner, and I didn't pick it up on the replay.
If we have that on replay, we might look at it again. I don't know whether we do or not. The announced attendance this afternoon, 14,200 for this game. And a huge throng on the far side for the Hampton Crabbers, as you might expect. Amherst County's got a good crowd here, too. Here's the replay of the fumble. Let's see if we can find out where it happened. No, I can't see it there.
Looked like Mac Jones, number 33, may have been the one that caused that fumble.
All right, the Crabbers will tee it up. 2:47 left until the half.
Well, I'm glad we got good people in the truck, Scotty and Bianca Petaway and Bev Penn. And get a chance, stop by and look at that new truck. Oh, Scotty is drooling every time he talks about the new truck. Once we get that thing up and running.
I understand the graphics on that computer are out of this world.
Well, if they can get it up and running.
They'll get it up and running. This is a short, almost onside kick taken by the Lancers at the 44-yard line. So they'll have good field position to start this drive with 2:46 left. Just a 16-yard kick and no return by the Lancers. We'll cover all our commercials for the second quarter there.
I did mine.
And I did mine, so I guess that means we're
doing good.
So the Lancers now trailing by 2 touchdowns, start from their 44. And this is Sandage, and Sandage gets to the 47, gain of about 3. Again, this team is not built for a quick strike. They don't do that type of thing. They're a grinded out running team, and this is to their disadvantage in this time situation.
It really is. Anthony Ware, number 71, 6 foot 256 junior, in on that tackle. One of the tacklers.
Carpenter wants to pass, has some time, now gets some pressure from Southern, does a good job of getting away from him, and then is belted out of bounds by Gunter. And we've got a flag down at the 44-yard line. Wait and see how this one gets called. Here's your replay.
Well, I see Jarrett's back out there, Tim.
Well, I saw a couple of punches thrown back there, and I bet you that's who it might have been called against. Now we got a chop block.
See, they have been known to chop block. Danny told me that, in fact, he showed me on a film the chop block. And that's very dangerous because that can ruin a lineman's career. He never gets into college if you tear up a knee real bad.
Anxious to see. I see Jarrett Green back out there, and that's good news for the Crabbers. Of course, he is the middle of that defense. He is some kind of player, Jarrett Green. So there you heard it. Shot block, and it costs the Lancers 15 all the way back to the 29-yard line. With just 2:10 remaining in the first half. Not sure of the timeout situation. The scoreboard.
I don't think Hampton has any, Tim. I think he might call one during the 2-point conversion. He called one earlier. I don't think they've got any.
Second down and 25. And Sandage ball comes loose. We got a
ball loose again. If the Crabbers look, they're pointing like they've got it.
And they do.
And they do.
We'll return to Dick Price Stadium after this brief timeout with the conclusion of the first half. Back here at Dick Price Stadium after the fumble recovery. This is Higgins, quarterback draw play. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown!
Oh, wow, what a nice call. Everybody thought he was going to pass. Quarterback draw. And that's one thing about the Crabbers, Tim, and you and I have seen year in, year out, they can score very quickly before the defense gets a chance to get set. And of course the defense is kind of down because you just turned the ball over.
The Crabbers, one play after the fumble recovery, make the Lancers pay as they now have a 20-0 lead and look to add to that.
But Tim, Marcus Hagan's made a couple of great moves to make a couple of potential tacklers miss. We're going with the heavy again. Let's see.
Going for 2. And they give to Mac Jones, and Mac is stacked short, it appears. Let's see. No signal yet. And now there is a signal. He did not get in. So Mac Jones and the heavy doesn't work this time. For the Crabbers, after the turnover, now you've said it, 3 turnovers.
3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns. 1 turnover.
Well, there's actually 2 turnovers. 2 turnovers. The other one.
Here's your replay of the quarterback
Watch
draw.
a couple of moves he makes here.
Right here. Man's coming in, closing in on him. No, forget that. You're not going to get me. He just was not going to be denied as he dove into the end zone. Marcus Higgins, he's got
Michael W. Smith is saying, number 66, that's a touchdown, baby. And there's the Crabmobile.
4 fumbles by the Lancers. 2 of them recovered by the Crabbers. 1 of them was run back by Higgins for 87 yards. And the second fumble, Higgins makes them pay with a 28-yard quarterback draw. So the Crabbers 20, the Lancers nothing after a scoreless first quarter. Crabbers have put together a 41-yard pass to Akeem Zarif, the fumble recovery of 87 yards, and a 28-yard run by Marcus Higgins.
Well, they're going to want to kick the ball to about the 35 or 30-yard line is where they want to do that. And that's about where it's going to come down this time, right at the 30.
And that's where they'll take it out to about the 34. So a 4-yard return. Minute 50 remaining in the half.
And that takes away running the ball because you're not getting it to your people who can run the ball. And if you move your punt and kick returners up to that spot, then he'll kick it long. So, yeah, he's going to get you one way or another.
From their 34, Carpenter gives to Jason Cox, and Cox gets little or no yardage.
I saw a big number 77 and 75, and big 70. Tim, number 70, Stephen Williams, just a freshman, 6'2", 300 pounds. Playing better and better and better, and the coaches tell me great, quick feet.
Gain of 2 for the Lancers, 2nd down and 8. Much happening there for Trey Oliver, number 33, as he gets to the 40-yard line. Pickup of about 3.
I look for the Lancers, Tim, just to run it out. You got almost a minute to go. And I just don't think they're going to try to do anything. If they don't get the first down here, they're going to try to run out the clock, I would think.
Sandage stacked up, moves to the outside, chased by Zarif, gets the corner, has the first down.
He shows a lot of speed. Zarif had him outside, and he still made a little juke move and then got outside, picked up the first down.
Well, he did 2 things good for the Lancers there. He got the first down at the 47-yard line, and he got out of bounds to conserve what time is left, 48.3 seconds. Stand corrected here. It's not Trey Oliver. It's Trey Tolliver. I got to get these glasses worked on. This is Tolliver, and he gets nowhere.
And that's because Jarrett Green had him around the ankles, Tim.
Thank you for helping me out there, Bob Killen. Man keeps me on the ball here.
Does he?
Yeah. We got a holding call against the Lancers. So a negligible gain on the play, and that'll be wiped out. And in fact, the Crabbers may just take the play. 39.9 seconds left. Although
no, you're going to take a penalty, Tim.
Yeah,
you want to
right.
move him back.
So they do with 1/10 of a second less than 40 on the clock.
You didn't even get a reaction out of him.
He didn't even hear me.
He probably didn't hear you. He's not impressed with your ability to subtract.
He's concentrating, and I knew that because I could see the smoke coming out of his ears. Carpenter back to throw. Throws in a crowd. The ball is batted up in the air and incomplete. as the Crabbers were working on their tip drill there. Seneca Sandage was the intended receiver. He had 3 Crabbers around him. Here's your replay. Carpenter being hung on to just as he released it. The ball batted around and almost caught.
I tell you, Muffin did a good job just knocking that ball away.
Mark it at the 36-yard line. 2nd down and 20 for the Lancers. Clock stopped with 17.6 remaining. Sandage in motion. The inside handoff to Tolliver. Nothing. Keith Mann, or check that Raymond Mann right there.
No, number 71, Tim. That's Anthony Ware, just a junior.
I thought it was 77, but it was 71.
Well, you look over there, you got 70, 71, 75, 77, and they all are doing great.
And that is the end of the first half. So your 3-time so far, state champion Crabbers looking for number 4. Head to the locker room, leading by the score of 20-0 at halftime. We'll return to Dick Price Stadium for the 3rd quarter of action after this brief timeout.
Kim, now that you just got married, what are you going to do next?
I'm going home to watch sports on my favorite station, WHCS TV 46.
All right.
Here at Dick Price Stadium at halftime, our score is Hampton 20 and Amherst County nothing. In the first half for the Lancers, they rushed the ball 35 times for 65 yards. Their leading rusher was Ray Flanagan with 5 carries for 22. Chris Carpenter passed the ball 3 times, completed 1. That was for 2 yards. I think he had actually 2 pass completions, but I'll check on that. 6 first downs. The Lancers fumbled the ball 4 times, and they lost 2 of those. They were penalized 4 times for 36 yards. Their total offense in the first half, 67 yards. For the Crabbers, they had 12 rushes for 51 yards and a touchdown. That touchdown, of course, was the 28-yard rush by Marcus Higgins. Higgins in the first half, net yardage, 5 carries for 24 yards. And he also completed 3 of 5 passes for 83 yards and a touchdown. That one was a 41-yarder to Hakeem Zarif. Crabbers had 7 first downs. They fumbled the ball once, they lost it, and they were penalized twice for 30 yards. They rushed the ball 65 yards, passed for 83. Their total at halftime 148 yards. All the scoring came in the second quarter. A 41-yard pass to Zarif Hakeem. The 2-point conversion by Mac Jones made it 8-0. Then a 87-yard fumble recovery by Marcus Higgins made it 14-0. The extra point attempt was no good. And then Higgins with his second touchdown of the game, a 28-yard rush after a fumble recovery by the Hampton Crabbers, and the extra point try was no good, making our score at halftime 20-0 in favor of the Crabbers.
Do we have any statistics on the penalties?
Yeah.
Do we? I didn't hear that. I'm sorry, but that's.
Texas A&M nothing. And finally, after the incident where the
Crabbers will receive the ball, start the second half. If you are the Lancers, what you got to do is you got to come out and stop the Crabbers and make them punt. Don't let them drive the ball down and get a score, because if you're down 3 scores, it's bad. But if you're down 4 and you got a team that really grinds the ball, and, grinds the yardage to score, you just don't have enough time, Tim.
Well, and one of the statistics.
There's a good shot of the Crabbers. Go ahead.
One of the statistics that I was looking at when preparing for this game, and I didn't even get to it yet, Amherst scored in the 10 regular season games 410 points, which is a 41 point per game average, and only allowed a total of 48 or a 4.8 points per game average. So they can score a lot of points, but I got to tell you, they didn't do it passing, so you know they did it rushing on long runs.
Right. Well, again, they beat Monticello 54-0. Monticello was 0-9. They beat Jefferson Forest 28-0. Franklin County was 1-9. They beat them 62-0. There's a lot of teams that they just blew out that didn't have a winning record. And again, if you are from the Peninsula District or the Eastern region, you know football is tough there. If we have the kickoff, a low one.
A bullet to the 13-yard line. This is Armando Curry. Muffin wants to get to the outside. Now decides to try and reverse his field. That didn't work, and he'll be stacked up, go down, start all over again. The Hampton Crabbers looking for their 4th consecutive high school championship. And they, you know, the other teams have done 3. I'm looking at the paper, I had a nice article in the paper today.
But those 3 were not won on the field.
Exactly. They were won by a decision or a calculation, if you will. I love it much more when they get a chance to win it on the field.
You got that
14-yard
right.
return by Muffin of the opening second half kickoff. Mac Jones is in the backfield along with Muffin Curry. To the near side is Hakeem Zarif. Marcus Higgins on the handoff, and that goes to Curry, and he is stacked up for little or no gain.
Tim, we will pick a player of the game from the Hampton Crabbers, and that player will receive a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from Buckwalter Engraving, located at Kicketan Road. Call Jim at 723-6067. Dave Buckwalter is the owner. The shirt comes from Islander Hardware and Sporting Goods, and they're located in Pocosin. Give Dave Chubb a call at 868-8467. John Roberts is the owner.
Gain of a yard on the play by Curry. Second down and 9 for Hampton. Again, Curry gets the handoff, spins to the outside, gets into the open, has running room down the sideline, one man to beat, cuts across the middle of the field, is tripped up at the 38-yard line.
That's number 1, made the saving tackle. That's Corey Mays. Had he not tripped up Muffin, he liable going all the way. What a nice spin move that time by Muffin. Watch the replay.
Watch how he darts to the outside. He does a great job. Sees the holes filled, spins to the outside, and with Raymond Mann leading the blocking, look at this, Raymond Mann downfield, he cut across the middle, did Curry, and a 43-yard run by Muffin Curry sets up a first down for the Crabbers.
And Raymond says, why didn't you follow me?
From the 37, this is Mac Jones, and Jones is stacked up after a short gain.
For that beautiful smile and all your dental work, contact the Family Dentistry, Dr. Scott and Hunter Francis at 2038 Nickerson Boulevard. Give them a call at 851-3530. Bob Killen and Bob Henson's dentist, by the way.
Is that right?
Yeah, look at my pretty smile, look at Killen's.
Do I have to?
No, you know.
They mark the ball at the Lancer 36-yard line. It's second down after the gain of a little more than a yard. The pitch to Curry. Curry cuts it inside. Got away from one tackler. Is into the open now. Got one man to beat. Cuts to the outside and dives to the 5-yard line.
And we got a flag because it may have been a late hit that time. Number 14 made the saving tackle for the Lancers, and that's Warren Braxton.
Here's your replay. Watch Muffin Curry. He is stopped. No, he's not. Boy, they're going to miss him next
right
year.
Right here. Boom.
Yep, there's
two hits. Two late hits. No doubt about that.
You got to know that Amherst right now is starting to get frustrated. They're an undefeated football team looking for the state championship.
You're in good hands with the All-State agent. Excuse me. Okay, you're in good hands with the All-State agents, Robert Bobby Mann and James Hudson. Give them a call for all your insurance needs at 827-1200.
So Muffin runs for 29 yards after a 43-yard run.
And there's that heavy.
Up the middle, no signal yet. It looks like they're about the 1-yard line. Second down and goal. Mac Jones got the call.
Initial contact made on Lancers number 6.
Looks like it's about at the 1 yard line, Tim. And that's where they spotted it.
Clock moving with a little more than 9 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Hampton trying to put this one away for all intents and purposes. Leading 20-0. They give again to Jones, and Jones as they get now a signal of touchdown. So it takes the Crabbers 3 minutes to go the length of the field. Here's the replay from the end zone. And Mac Jones puts the exclamation point on the possession, making it 26-0. What was our prediction?
Look like they're going to go for 2 again.
What was Bob, the prognosticator's prediction? 44?
I tell you, that man had been wrong many times.
Got to bring him to my friendly local bookie here. Reverse, and Zarif took that Curry rather. Just waltzes in for the 2.
Nice block there that time. It looked like Raymond Mann.
Curry goes in for 2 on a great misdirection play for the 2-point conversion. And now the Crabbers up by 4 touchdowns.
Watch his replay. I'm watching Mickey Crouch down there talking to the sideline official. He didn't like something. I don't know what it was. Well, probably because they have to score.
He doesn't like being on the wrong end of a 28-0 score is what it is. Well, we knew that Amherst was stepping up in class, and sometimes
you step up out of class.
Sometimes you're the bug, and sometimes you're the windshield. And it looked to me like they might have been
the windshield. I like that analogy. I liked what Winston Churchill said. It was so neat. He says, you know, nothing is more exhilarating than to get shot at with no results.
All right, the Crabbers will kick it away. Alan Johnson has it teed up. Crabbers have been going with the short kick, and they continue that. This one will be fielded at the 28-yard line. This is Sandage, and the tailback, their leading rusher, is going to be stopped back at the 22-yard line.
Well, he went backwards.
And his own 27-yard line.
So about a 5 or 6 yard loss after the reception of the kickoff.
On the return. On the stop for the Crabbers, number 60, Stephen Lee, number 20, James Matthews, and number 8, Woodrow Scott.
34-yard kick by Johnson, but a negative 5-yard return by Sandage. Now the Lancers shifting. And the handoff coming to the near side is Tolliver, and he is upended after a
muffin shot from his safety position, Tim.
Muffin Curry showing you why he is such a great player on both sides of the ball. On that last touchdown drive, he had carries of 43 and 29. What is that, 60, 72 yards?
That's more than the other team's got in the whole first half.
And now he's doing the job on the defensive side as well. Again, they shift, and this time they draw a flag as 2 players shifted at the same time, which is a no-no. Sandage, by the way, in the game, 14 carries for just 18 yards. And he's the young man that averages, I didn't even get a chance to mention this, he averages 9.4 yards per rush. So you know when we were talking about the big play. All right, so they say no penalty flags.
9.4 yards he averages. Wow.
But yet that's what goes back to what I was saying. They were used to scoring on 20, 30, 40-yard runs, and that's how they're able to get those big scores. Normally, when you see a team averaging 40-plus points a game, it's because they can pass the ball. Second down, and let's call it 2nd and 10. And now the official throws the flag. Same situation. You got two guys. The left end shifts to the right end, and the tailback, or the flanker, shifts to the backfield.
Which is okay, Tim, but one of your interior linemen can't break that three-point stance or get into the neutral zone.
So this time they do call a penalty, and they will assess the 5-yarder.
False start. If you start doing something that you haven't done all year long, it's hard to get everybody on the same page. Hampton does the same things. They just tweak it a little bit, make some fine-tuning adjustments. You can't change and come out with something brand new in a playoff game, especially against a team the caliber of the Crabbers.
So the ball marked at the 17. It's 2nd down and 15 to go. This is Sandage as he gets to the outside, has a little running room as he gets a late flag comes flying in. That flag was a rocket.
That flag came like it was a forward pass.
We got a face mask against Hampton, so that'll cost the Crabbers. Hey, listen, I got a wedding reception to go to. Can we somehow just kind of move these?
You getting married?
A little bit? No, I'm just going to celebrate a friend's marriage.
Ah, okay.
And it looks like I'll be getting there after the celebration as well gone into the...
Now, where would you rather be, honestly, Tim? Would you rather be here at a wedding reception?
I'd rather be here.
There you go.
And I can say that because
that's where you are.
Because my wife doesn't get Channel 46 in Newport.
That's right. If you would have said, well, I might send her a tape with this highlighted.
So the Lancers benefit from the face mask call as they mark the ball all the way out to the 37-yard line. First down, Sandage, left side, nothing happening.
Excuse me, Tim, you make him cut back in, and that time, number 71 for the Crabbers, Anthony Ware, out there, turned him back inside, right into the Crabber defense.
I got to tell you, I was impressed with Huguenot's passing game last week and some of their misdirection on their running. But this team here, when you can only run the ball, you can't win in a game against a team like Hampton. And, you know, we were talking about it in our pregame discussion. If you're the Lancers, you want to try and do something different. But if you're in the 14th game of your season, you don't really want to deviate too much from what you do because it's too late to get that into it.
You can't get the timing and all that like you want to get. It just doesn't work. Now we're going to have a pass.
Carpenter has some time. Now gets some pressure. Being chased by Jared Green. Late flag goes down. And the pass completion in Hampton territory at the 47-yard line. But a penalty flag while that pursuit of the quarterback was going on. Back at the 27-yard line, and we're going to have holding against the Lancers. Boy, does that hurt their cause.
And it goes from the point of the infraction, so you're going 10 yards from the 27-yard line?
Yeah, they were backed up at 10 yards when the holding occurred, so now that's a 20-yard penalty. And then when you take away what you would have had, which was a first down in Hampton territory, that's a huge penalty. So Mr. Kendrick tells us the holding call from the point of the infraction. So it turns out to be a 20-yard penalty when assessed from the point of the infraction, and then you take away first down yardage.
Yeah, you're talking what? You're talking 40 yards.
Yeah. But you always have to say, well, now did the holding lead to the pass succeeding? So anyway, Crabbers in the catbird seat, leading 28-0 with 6 minutes remaining in the third. And the Lancers going nowhere on the ground attack.
And Anthony Ware is playing an awesome game.
Trey Tolliver, the ball carrier. And he actually lost a yard. Or at least no gain.
Well, do you have a 3rd and 31? If you're the Crabbers, yeah. With this team, I'm not too sure you do.
No, I'm not so sure. From their 17-yard line as the Lancers headed south when they want to be going north. Give the ball off to Cox, and Cox won't get but maybe a yard or 2 at the very most.
He was wrapped up immediately that time by Jeremy Southern.
And I don't understand that call. My team is not a passing team if I'm Coach Crouch, but you got to throw the ball when it's 3rd down and 31, even if all you do is a little play action. In any event, they mark the ball at the 19-yard line, a gain of about 3, but it brings up 4th down and 29. So Mark Harrell will be in deep punt formation. Left-footed kicker gets a nice-looking kick away, taken at the 49-yard line by Muffin Curry. Curry wants to go to the right side, looking for some blocking, gets some blocks across the 45 to, well, still on his feet. I lost him over there.
Oh, he got clear down about the 36. What a return.
32-yard kick, but a 15-yard return. Here's the replay. Nice looking kick from Harrell.
Look how Muffin sets up his block right here.
Keith Mann with the block. He just doesn't stop going.
Oh, man.
You have got to bring him down and keep him down. So the Crabbers with the ball at the Lancer 36, and this is just a straight keeper on the part of Higgins as he picks up a couple of yards. 4:20 remaining in the 3rd. Second down and 7, almost 8 yards to go for Hampton. As Higgins comes back from the sideline with the call. Have we done any commercials here, Bob? I think I've been sleeping at the
I've
switch.
done all mine. I don't know what you're doing. You're sleeping over there.
I got to tell you here, I'm enjoying the ball game.
I tell you, I'd get mine done real quick.
Hey, Zoom's a great place to go for good food. They have deli sandwiches, pastries, and of course, Pepsi products. Higgins wants to pass and throws it over the head of Mac Jones, trying to set up a little screen to the near side with Jarrett Green getting ready to run the interference, but the ball was off the mark. Probably just as well he did not complete the pass.
Well, it didn't fool the Lancers.
Stein Brothers Heating and Cooling. They're locally owned and operated, and they service and install most brands.
What if I want to have them come over to me on Sundays?
Nope, won't do it.
They won't come over Sundays?
Well, of course they will, and they won't even charge you overtime.
Oh, man.
That's right, 825-1416, 850-5564.
And those are the what brothers?
The
Stallion brothers.
Right.
They'll gallop right over there.
Yeah, they've been sitting out in front of their shop with their shorts on, looking for some cold weather to come. Down the field, off the hands of Callaway as he had him. Higgins had the ball right there, but Callaway couldn't bring it in. Hampton Chevrolet is a locally owned, operated business, and they strongly believe in supporting the community which they serve. Hampton Chevrolet urges you to get involved with your students' school PTA. Here's your replay. Higgins has Callaway. Callaway's got his man beaten, but he just couldn't quite connect.
He took his eyes off because he wasn't sure where the sideline was, and when he did, he forgot where it was. You know, Hampton in a punt formation?
No,
I don't think so.
4th down and 8. I gotta tell you, this is a pass play, or no, short snap. He didn't get the first down, but the ball was rushed by Raymond Mann, number 77. Took the snap directly from the center. Higgins did the old, look like the Brett Favre jump pass fake there.
WHCS Channel 46 welcomes you to the Math Zone, a live televised interactive call-in program for students to get help with their math. Join Tyler Elementary teacher Cassandra Hamilton and Davis Middle School teacher Sherry Martin. Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5 to 6:30 p.m. Call 850-5426 and join the Math Zone.
Well, someone got a kick out of something. I got to check with Bob here. He and Braxton, they're having just a little too much fun.
Yeah, they're laughing. We don't hear what they're talking about.
Actually, it had nothing to do with us. I'd seen a little altercation down in front of us here. An older man was having some words with someone in the stands, and they carted him off.
Oh, really? The young guy or the old guy?
The old guy. This is Jason Cox trying to get to check that Trey Oliver, 33 Oliver, trying to get to the near sideline and to get some yardage.
And Mac Jones, 33, slow getting up.
We got one of the officials having a discussion with, that's Mickey Crouch, the head coach of Amherst. And now we've got a stoppage of the clock. The officials, can't see a penalty flag, but I guess it's close enough to measure.
I think that's what it is.
That's what they're doing. I can't see where to mark the ball because the players are obstructing our view here.
Well, Darryl Cooper, number 85, comes in, and Mac Jones goes off the side. He's shaking up a little bit on that last play. What a nice crowd on the other side. The red and white crowd over there. I know I got some friends. A lot of people enjoy watching these ball games, and then they'll turn it on to Channel 46 and catch it again. I'm talking my buddy Brent Musgrove and his wife Barbara over there. Bubba Morse, that goes to my church, is over there. A lot of people, and we do appreciate the support we get from the fans, and you and I really enjoy doing these ball games.
Sarah Sue Ingram had a real nice article in today's paper about the fans, how they support Hampton, and I'll get to that in a second. But another first down for the Lancers at the 39-yard line. They're 39.
Double, it's a reverse.
Yeah, that's Sandage, and he only picks up about 3. But there was a real nice article in the Daily Press today. By the way, we want to thank the Daily Press and all their fine writers for helping us with statistics, not only for this game, but throughout the season. But they were talking about, she's relatively new to the area. She's been here about 15 months, came from the Raleigh-Durham area. And she said I've talked to her several times at the paper. She said she just never has seen the kind of support that a high school team gets to match what the Hampton Crabbers have done over the years. So, her logical comment was, hey, winning is contagious, but these fans have supported the Crabbers for years and years. Almost a full side on the far side. Tolliver missed him on the first one, and now Keith Mann will drive him into the turf for a loss all the way back to the 33-yard line.
Well, that was that fake reverse that they ran the time before, but you're trying to set something up with one play, and it's just like anything else. If you're running the ball successful, then your passes work. You run a reverse, well, it's hard for me to believe that you come back and run a fake reverse off the same thing. These Crabbers are pretty good at staying home, looking at their keys, and playing great defense.
While you've been talking, we've been panning that far side, the stands, and just a huge throng here to support the Crabbers, and enjoying every moment of this in this 70-degree weather. Got a man into the open all the way out close to a first down, and all will be shy. That's Jason Cox, as he'll come up about a yard short of the first down.
Well, the Crabbers linebackers went inside that time, and he popped outside, and there was nobody to stop him.
15 yards by Jason Cox, but 1 yard short of the necessary amount for a first down, so it brings up 4th and a yard.
And you got to go for it, Tim. You're down 4 scores.
And less than a minute remaining in the third quarter.
And if I will, I'd just go right straight ahead.
And they give The ball to the nice effort.
Oh, he got it because he leaned.
Yep, Trey Tolliver was not to be denied. He was grabbed by Keith Mann, and I'm trying to make out the other Hampton player who's still down. And that is
Gunter.
Gunter. But Trey Tolliver did a good job to get the first down right at midfield.
Well, the Lancers are really doing a job. They're not quitting. They're really struggling for what they're getting and working hard for it.
That may have been the last play of the third quarter. We're down to 3 seconds. The clock is moving. They may get it away, and they do. Just as the time expires, Chris Carpenter throwing downfield is picked off. And Muffin Curry tripped up, or he might have gone a long ways. Late flag comes down. A real late penalty flag deep from the secondary of the Hampton Crabbers in the third quarter, but we'll see how this penalty goes. Personal foul. There you see, and there you see a punch thrown just to the left of your screen there. Had a block put on the Lancer by the Crabbers, and then in retaliation it looked like one of the Lancers.
But they may be throwing him out of the play, out of the field.
If he threw a punch, he will be. And they're over there to talk to head coach Mickey Crouch. I won't identify the young man. I wouldn't want to embarrass him, but here's the replay. You're going to see Carpenter, the quarterback, throwing, and this ball is just poorly thrown. Now watch right here. You're going to see contact right there. Keith Mann makes contact, and then watch the Lancer player push him back with his left hand. That looked to be sandwich, actually. I don't know. That was not much of a punch.
I'm not going to identify.
Well, I wasn't going to, and then I realized it didn't matter because everybody could see what it was anyway.
I know, but it's kind of...
I know. I changed my mind. That's what I did. I changed my mind. But I won't identify.
I wouldn't do it either. They say, who do you do your telecast with? And I said, I wouldn't tell you who's Tim Cole and Bob Kittle. I wouldn't tell you that.
Well, there was no... I don't know that he was ejected, so...
Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the end of the third quarter of play. At the end of 3 quarters, it's the Hampton Crabbers leading the Amherst
So that
County
is the
Lancers
end
by
of the third quarter. The only score was a 1-yard run by Mac Jones after Muffin Curry. Here's the... I'll start to see the replay of the interception. Let's see if we have that one again. In any event, the teams have gone to the respective sidelines to huddle, and here's the replay. And Muffin just tripped himself up, and then you see some contact after the play. That wasn't much. That's why I didn't mind it. That was why he got the penalty. Then pretty weak. 12 minutes remaining in the football season for these teams. The Hampton Crabbers, reigning state champions of Division 5, Group AAA, looking for their 4th consecutive championship. And I started to mention this in our pregame discussions, Bob, as you and I see. Put that piece of paper in the way. There you go. That this team had a lot to prove because they were living in the shadows of a legend. Truly, I mean, Ron Curry is a legend that happened. That more things have been written and said about him than any other player I've ever known in the high school ranks in the city. Al Iverson certainly had his day.
But not for 4 years.
But not for 4 years, consistently, day in, day out, year in and year out, just a phenomenal player. So this team had all of this. Well, now that Curry's gone, we're going to see just what they're made of. You know what? They showed just what they're made of.
They really did.
Champions all the way.
David Allen and Zooms are recognized as senior football player on each of the Hampton City's high schools for their academic excellence. The players are number 86, Rodney Johnson of Bethel, number 63, Alden Landry of Hampton, number 15, Jason Young of Kickotan, and number 68, Mike Brown of Phoebus. These young men will be recognized during the school board meeting on December 16th. There they will receive a plaque donated by David Allen and Zooms. Congratulations to these young men.
All right, the Crabbers will start from the Lancer 40. This is Curry to the outside. He's got room. He's got No one but one man at the last second coming up to stop him. Did the ball come loose?
No, he just wouldn't go down.
The line of scrimmage was the 41-yard line. He's all the way down to the
Looks like a 5, yeah. Looks like about
36.
36 yards.
Yeah, right at it. Muffin's got to be way over 100 yards now.
You're in good hands with the Allstate agents Robert Bobby Mann and James Hudson. Give them a call for all your insurance needs, be it home or automobile. Give them a call at 827-1200.
7 carries, 114 yards for Armando Muffin Curry in his final game as a Hampton Crabber. And we've still got most of the fourth quarter remaining. And now Higgins, after trying to draw the offsides, has to call a timeout, and so the Crabbers take a timeout with 11:16 remaining.
Beautiful teeth and a broad smile say more than just hi.
Hi.
Says, I care about how I look, and I go to the family dentistry, Dr. Scott and Hunter Francis at 2038 Nickerson Boulevard. They have evening and Saturday appointments that are available, so give them a call at 851-3530.
All right, this is from the ground level. You're going to see the run by Curry as he just beats the defense to the corner, and he's done that so many times in his senior career. There you see he was inside the 5, and then in an effort to gain more yardage actually ended up going outside the 5, where it's going to be 1st and goal for the Crabbers. Hampton Chevrolet, been one of our sponsors. They're at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard. We talk about how they're a family-owned operation, and they are. They encourage you to get involved with your students' school PTA. It's not too late now. Still in the first half of the year. Join your students' PTA. 1st and goal for the Crabbers. Higgins, and Higgins is snowed under at the 10.
Well, he didn't fool number 21. Kerry McPherson. Tom Gear and Gear Printing has been instrumental in the establishment of the Honors Park, honoring the police officers in our community who made the ultimate sacrifice. That's Tom Gear and Gear Printing. Give them a call for your printing needs at 827-8277.
That's the one. 2nd and goal at the 9. Higgins pitches to Curry. Curry is back to the 15-yard line. So the Crabbers headed in their own direction. But that clock now becoming a factor as we approach the 10-minute mark, and the Crabbers up 28-0. Announced crowd of 14,200 on hand for this Division V championship game. Crabbers now looking at a 3rd and goal, and now they'll take a 2nd timeout as they need to regroup here and see what play they want to call. With a 3rd down and goal at the 15. You and I were talking, Bob, on the way over here, you and Bob Killen and myself were talking about some of the players that the Hampton team will have back next year. Let's just talk briefly about that while we have a chance.
Well, I tell you, Marcus Higgins will be back. Alan Johnson will be back. Alfonso Gunner. We'll give you the ones that are playing. Alexander Mann is just a sophomore. Mac Jones just a sophomore. Michael J. Smith is a junior. Orlando Robinson is just a junior. Anthony Ware is a junior. Raymond Mann is a junior. Carl Calloway is a junior. They're going to be bad.
Another part of the discussion that I heard was a lot of good players are not getting a chance to play. We don't know these players because the guys in front of them are so good. Well, it's hard to get playing time.
And you're going to find some young men that coming up from the JVs that will help next year that we don't know anything about.
Every year it happens. 3rd and goal at the 15. Mac Jones in motion to the left. Out of the shotgun, swing pass left side. And Curry is going to be backed up to the 24-yard line. So the Grabbers had a 1st and goal at the 6, and now it's 4th and goal at the 23. It has not been their best offensive series.
Well, it started off as it was.
It's going to start off great. When you're up 28-0, you don't have to worry about it too much. But knowing Mike Smith, he wants to get it in the end zone.
Well, it's very possible.
They do have a 4th and 18 play, I promise you. Actually, it's
4th and 23, yeah.
Curry in motion to the near side. Callaway is at the goal line. A pass intended for Curry is incomplete, and the ball will go over to the Lancers. So one of the rare times this afternoon that the Crabbers have not had a good series after a 1st and goal, but it is rather academic as 9 minutes and 3 seconds remain in the game, and the Crabbers leading by a comfortable score of 28-0. I want to remind you folks that we will have basketball for you right here on Channel 46. That's right, we just barely get done with football, and it'll be basketball time. That'll be coming up in January. Watch for the games and the listings here on Channel 46. Fumble! Ball is loose. Look at the Crabbers scramble for that ball. You would have thought they were down 28-0. Muffin Curry came up with the ball, but he was down, and they'll give the ball to the Crabbers at the 42. So Hampton will have it all over again.
And if you're the Lancers, you're saying, are we self-destructing? And I'd have to say, no, you're just running into a defensive team that knows how to play and stop the run eventually. And we'll bend a little bit, but we're not going to break any loose ball. We got a nose for the loose ball.
Well, I was watching the play as it was unfolding, and a couple of the Crabber linemen were, just diving for the ball as if they were behind by 2 touchdowns instead of up by 4. They just never quit. True sign of a champion. Higgins rolling, wants to pass, feels the pressure, now looks downfield, throws long, and it is over the head of his intended receiver down at the 5-yard line. That was Alexander, I believe, number 22.
Yes, Alexander Mann. We have Alexander Mann, we have Keith Mann, we have Raymond Mann, and we have Coach Mann.
And then most of the time we have man oh man, because that's what you say right after they do what they do.
Man oh man.
Man oh man is right. So all of that is just an incomplete pass. Higgins doing the most difficult thing a quarterback can do, and that is a right-handed quarterback running to his left has to try and square his shoulders up, threw the ball in the air 45 yards.
Well, number 8, Woodrow Scott, is in at the flanker position.
Hakeem Zarif to the near side. Muffin Curry on the quarterback draw. Higgins, what a good job he did of darting to the right just as the defense was closing in on him. And got very close to the 1st down. It'll be 3rd down and short. They mark the ball inside the 34-yard line. The Crabbers need to get to about the 32.5 to get a fresh set of downs. They have the clock moving on their side now. We're down to 8:13 remaining. And the Crabbers looking for the shutout. They've already had 5 this season. Love nothing better than to shut out the opponent in the state championship game. Mac Jones gets the call, and Mac Jones is very close to the 1st down. Wait and see exactly where they mark the ball. I want to take just a second to thank our crew again. Nathaniel Braxton and Scotty and yourself were over here a couple of times this week, and I understand our crew was here till 3:30 yesterday afternoon.
They got here at 10 and didn't stop until 4.
Yeah. You know, Ron Baton and all the guys there. You see Sarah Bowers up there taking the, and a lot of dedication by our crew. And it's a Saturday. The weekends are pretty much a given thing here that we're going to be covering football during the fall, and this crew just does a super job. Just can't say enough nice things about them. Higgins with a first down, wants to throw, wants some more. He's got Keith Mann at the end zone, just between his hands, incomplete.
That's a tough catch, especially if you've not played that receiver that much.
Well, look at Keith Mann. He has these real oversized shoulder pads. So when you turn your head and you're trying to see the ball coming virtually directly over your head, it's almost impossible. Toughest play in football. I once tried to do it way back in the Triassic period when I was about 14.
Triassic?
Yeah, back, they had dinosaurs then.
They throw a pass. Well, you used the dinosaurs to kick the ball over.
That was your skin. You didn't have pig skin. Second down and 10 at the 41. Check that, 31 rather. Higgins again wants to throw downfield, and same results. But he threw that one right on the target. Higgins, just a junior. That's right, folks. He will be back. And we got a Hampton player shaken up. That's Muffin Curry, and he's holding his right ankle. May have a cramp. Let's hope that's what it is. So Muffin looking to receive the pass. And the Crabbers now, Diane Limerick just getting over to him. And let's hope that all it is a cramp. Clock stopping at 7:09 remaining in the fourth quarter. Hampton looking for victory number 13 in a row after opening the season with a five overtime loss to Heritage and having to battle all year long. Those of you that aren't familiar with it, they were in essence in a playoff mode from the second game of the season. Now, what you looking for, man?
Well, I had a little piece of paper here I was writing down some things on, and as usual I've lost it.
Well, Muffin Curry, an intricate part of the basketball team for Hampton. And I know Coach Walter Brower is going to be concerned about his well-being. Right now we're going to take a brief timeout. We'll return to Dick Price Stadium for the conclusion of our ball game after this timeout. Back here at Dick Price Stadium, 7:09 on the clock. Hampton 3rd and 10 at the 31-yard line of the Lancers. Leading 28-0. Swing pass left side. Keith Mann's got it, and he is a first down. A late flag in the backfield might be roughing the passer as Higgins is on the seat of his pants, and that's going to be the call, roughing the passer against the Lancers. So that will get tacked on to the first down gain. Here's the replay. See if we can pick up the roughing the passer. Yep, he'd already released the ball, and he was leveled. Mac Jones, or check that, Keith Mann rather, to the 18-yard line, but they'll assess additional yardage onto the play, I assume.
Well, no, you'll either take the play or the penalty.
Yeah, they'll decline the penalty. I was thinking they might tack it on. Yeah, they do. Man, I was right. They did tack it on. That happened often when I'm right. I got to take advantage of those when they happen. One in a row. That's right. Hey, you got to start somewhere. I'm on a winning streak. I'll get you for that, Scotty. First and goal for the Crabbers. They were down this area last time, but they'll come back with different results this time as Muffin Curry puts it in the end zone. Well, so much for Muffin being injured.
Well, that was probably just a cramp. Needed a little rest. This side of the field has gotten kind of sparse.
Here's
Watch
the
replay.
So Curry puts it in the end zone. His first touchdown of the afternoon. Now Alan Johnson will try to make it 35-0, and his kick is good. And now we've got some contact after the play, as it would appear that the frustration level is starting to boil over a little bit now.
He signaled against Hampton. What is this call? Listen for it.
Well, it was a personal foul after the play. So the extra point is good, but a 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
They need to get it on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they haven't got the point up there yet, but we know it's 35-0. So the prognosticator is still short on his.
He's short about 9 points.
9 points, that's right.
Of course, he figured they were scoring. Yeah, he figured they'd score when they were down there at first and goal.
Well, that's right. If you take away that first and goal they had a while ago and they couldn't put it in, maybe that was, Bob had figured all these things out. Now they put it on the board. 35 zipper. Didn't Hampton win by a shutout in the championship game last year?
Well, they did 96. It was 51 to zip. I can't remember what it was last year, but it should be in the somewhere.
In any event, the Crabbers with the 15-yard penalty will kick off from their 25-yard line. And again, I guarantee you that defense will be playing the first stringers in an effort to keep the Lancers off the board. 31-yard line is where it's taken. This is Braxton, and he is out to the 45-yard line. Eleven-yard return on the kick. Don't forget about those Stallion Brothers, the heating and cooling. They're locally owned and operated, and they service and install most brands. And we were making a joke about it a while ago, but there is never an overtime charge with Stallion Brothers. Give them a call at 825-1416 or 850-5564. Stallion Brothers. Up the middle, the handoff goes to Sandage. Check that.
Keith Mann on the stop. Who was that who ran the ball?
Yeah, I thought it was Sandage, but in fact, the ball carrier was Kerry McPherson, number 21, a little used running back.
Well, Tim, I'm going to pick two players of the game. I'm going to pick one and let you pick one.
Oh,
okay?
Right. I like that.
I'm going to pick Mac Jones. I think he's just done an outstanding job offensively and defensively.
To the Hampton 47-yard line, brings up a third down and a long 2 as we are inside of 6 minutes to go in the ballgame. So you like Mac Jones, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, Hagen's got it last week, and certainly he's played well enough to be a strong consideration again this week. But I like Muffin Curry. I like what Curry's done. He has really sparked the offense. And that touchdown a little while ago was just the final nail, if you will, in the coffin.
Well, I don't know how many yards he's got, but he's got a ton.
He's over 100 yards, and now The scrum goes forward here as the Lancers move the ball all the way down to the Hampton 40-yard line. And now a late flag comes down, and that's against Hampton. That'll move the ball down to the 25. So a rash of 15-yarders here in the ball game as the intensity has gotten the better part of some of these players. Got a roughing call against Hampton, so that'll tack on 15 more. So I guarantee you the defense is going to be playing as if they were losing this game, or at least in a tight ball game, because they don't want any points put on the board by the Lancers.
Well, that takes the ball inside the 25.
They'll have the ball at the Hampton 24-yard line with 5:16 remaining.
Well, I'm going to get down on the field. I'm going to leave here in a couple minutes. We're going to try to get some interview with some of the players.
Well, you haven't done that in a long time.
Oh, we'll do that at the state championship game.
There you go. Haven't done it since last year about this time. Remember last year you about froze to death while you were down there.
I did what?
You about froze to death last year while you were down there. Ray Flanagan gets the call and picks up yardage to the Hampton 21-yard line. Why don't you go ahead and head down there, Bob, and we'll be set to get your interview so we can get out of here before the cows come home.
You just want to get out of here so you make your wife happy. I know.
Well, can't argue with that, but I want to make sure we get a lot of good interviews. So we do invite you to stay tuned. At the conclusion of the ball game, Bob will have an opportunity to talk with some of the players and coaches as Hampton will rack up their 4th consecutive state championship, just unprecedented in the state of Virginia. Clock moving now. We're down to a little more than 4 minutes remaining. Again, we want to thank all the fine folks here at Norfolk State University for all of their assistance in our setting up and bringing you this championship game, as they were last year most gracious hosts here at Norfolk State. 3rd down and about 5. Carpenter wants to throw. He throws down toward the end zone. It's picked off. Hakeem Zarif with the interception. So the defense keeps the shutout intact at the 5-yard line. Zarif with the pick. Watch the replay here. Chris Carpenter has time, just throws the ball a little bit too high and allows Zarif to get in position to make the interception. The Crabbers take over at their 5-yard line. So the Lancers will try and stop the Crabbers, something they have not been able to do ever since the first quarter. The first quarter was a stalemate as both teams were unable to move the football, but 20 big points in the second quarter by the Crabbers blew this game wide open, and it's been all Hampton ever since. This is Curry. Muffin Curry is out close to the 14-yard line, and he'll be about a yard short of a 1st down. Muffin Curry, a little while ago, Bob, you had 114 yards for Curry. If you get a chance to give me an update on our offensive player of the game. I say offensive, he's played both sides of the ball, but certainly he's been most outstanding rushing the ball this afternoon. On the afternoon now, 10 carries for 126 yards, better than 12.5 yards every time he carries. And this will be close to the 1st down. Again, Curry gets the call. And Curry will register the 1st down at the 18-yard line. Clock continues to move now as we are approaching the 2.5-minute mark. Crabbers 35, Amherst County, no score. Higgins will keep it and gets to the outside, still on his feet, out to the 30-yard line where he'll have another 1st down for the Crabbers. Gain of about 13 on the play. All right. Mark the ball at the 30-yard line, and a fresh set of downs for Hampton. The clock is restarted, and we are inside of 2 minutes to go. Again, we invite you to stay tuned at the conclusion of the ball game, as Bob will be down on the field with a chance for some post-game interviews with the coaches and the players. Marcus Higgins is wrapped up, and he'll be thrown for a loss back at the 25-yard line, and a flag will come down as, again, some of that frustration shows its ugly head in the form of a body slam by one of the defensive players of the Lancers. Hampton's side of the field not thrilled about that, and they voiced their expression. But that'll cost the Lancers 15, so instead of a 5-yard loss, the Crabbers will end up with a first down out of it. Watch there, you saw the very end of the play. The defensive player just used a little too much force, in the opinion of the referee. So the 15-yard penalty will give Hampton yet another first down. See some of the Amherst County players voicing their opinions to the officials. Wrong way. 9 penalties for 101 yards as the referee called a penalty and then pointed in the wrong direction to say first down, as he was the only man facing the west end zone to indicate the first down. So the penalty puts the ball at the Hampton 44-yard line. With 1:33 remaining in the ball game. The defense, again a late flag, now a couple of late flags. The defense stopping the Lancers. And Mike Smith, drenched, as you see in the middle of your picture, he got the Gatorade dunking. And you know what? He doesn't even know it yet. He's still coaching. He is so intent that he hasn't even stopped to acknowledge the fact that he's soaking wet. Personal foul against the Crabbers. And the like against the Lancers. So offsetting personal fouls. Mike Smith has a word for referee Kendrick. Yeah, there you saw, there you saw Mike Smith as he got drenched and came running down the sideline. The Amherst County fans on the side here trying to yell the chant, "We are number one," but not exactly got their heart in it, as it's hard to call yourself number one when you're on the wrong end of a 35-0 shellacking by the Hampton Crabbers. Offsetting personal foul penalties. And you may recall last year in the waning moments of the game, there were some hard feelings between the Crabbers and their opponents last year, and some personal fouls and so forth. And very proud group of players on both sides of the field, and when you're on the wrong end of a score like this, your frustration level gets a little bit out of hand on occasion. By the way, when I was talking earlier, it was in fact the ball went over on downs to the Lancers, as obvious by the fact they have the ball. That the penalty, the dead ball foul against roughing the passer, was a dead ball foul, and that's why it didn't change the change of possession. Minute 24 as continuing conversations between players, coaches, and officials. you heard the explanation, offsetting personal fouls. In the ball game, the big running back, Seneca Sandage, for the Lancers, just 21 yards on 20 carries. So he has been virtually 31 yards on 20 carries. So just a little more than about a yard and a half per carry for a man who averaged 9.4 yards per carry on the regular season. So the clock is restarted. A minute and 20, the clock moving. Second down and 12 for the Lancers. Still trying to get off of that double knot score on the scoreboard. Carpenter wants to pass. Throwing downfield, and it's caught at the 42-yard line, and he is buried there by Raymond Mann, and now an altercation starts out, and the coaches will do their best to restrain the players. That was just a good hard tackle that was put on the young man there by the Hampton defense. And now we got a flag on one of the coaches down here, so it's getting a little ugly. We saw the same thing happen last year, and you know what? If I'm one of the officials, I throw the game ball up in the air and say it's over with. Here's the replay. See if you can see what happened. Now watch the tackle right here. That was a good, clean, inbounds tackle. And then after the play, the Lancers took exception to it. Now one of the coaches has been thrown out of the game for the Lancers, as he has been giving his walking papers and told to leave the stadium. So we'll have major penalties assessed to the Lancers as it's gotten ugly here in the last couple of minutes. And yet another flag goes flying on the sideline. So apparently the officials have had more than their earful from the Lancers. So the officials now will sort this out for us. Larry Kendrick will tell us. There will be 3 major penalties assessed to the Lancers as the coaching staff on the far sideline is just getting drenched by the players who are celebrating this wonderful state championship that the Hampton Crabbers have done this afternoon. A team that no one expected to be here after losing their all-everything Ronald Curry to graduation. But this Crabber team said, we want to show you something, and they did. I'm told that the third unsportsmanlike penalty could only be assessed at half the distance to the goal. So I've rarely seen a situation where it was second down and 52 to go for the first down. You just don't see second and 52 all that often. Now, if they did fumble and Hampton recovered, Bob, you could get that 44-0 you were looking at. If they went for the 3-point conversion, which I don't think they can do. They have a 3-point conversion, but it's called a field goal. Well, the Lancers still have the ball on offense, and they stick to the ground. The officials keeping a very close eye on the combatants. You may recall last year the teams did not meet in the center of the field to congratulate each other. In fact, there was some repercussions as a result of that game. There were some harsh words in the media, or at least expressed in the media, by the coaches. And the Virginia High School League was not thrilled with the performance in that department. And the officials quick to get to the sideline. The stopping of the clock now with 4.7 seconds. And that was 4th down, so the ball will go over to the Hampton Crabbers. So the clock will not start. Well, they're going to start the clock. So referee Kendrick said, nope, we're going to just start the clock. Get this one over with. So that is the final score. Hampton 35 and Amherst County nothing. Again, please stay tuned as Bob will make his way across the field to have a conversation with some of the coaches and players. Again, the officials in an emotion-charged 4th quarter here, having their hands full with the players and the coaches alike. Amherst County lines up to come across the field and shake hands, and in the tradition that I'd like to see on every occasion, it will happen, and as well it should. In the heat of the moment, players lose their tempers, but this is a quality team from Amherst County. They just ran into the Hampton Crabbers. Again, please stay tuned as Bob will seek out some players and coaches for some post-game interviews. A couple of the Amherst County players have decided that because of their being a little more upset about this game than they can control, they may not participate in the shaking of hands. And that's unfortunate, but that's probably a good idea at this point. Good job, the Hampton Crabbers done it again.
Hey, look, we're taking that back to the HPT right there. That's for everybody in the HPT.
Division 5 championship. So we're going to have the presentation momentarily of the trophy.
Who's going to talk to y'all? Okay, y'all talk to these two guys. You're ready to present the trophy, though?
Yeah. All right, I got 2 big guys here for the Hampton, not only offense but defense, Raymond Mann and Jared Green. Gentlemen, I know you got to be happy, especially 4 years in a row.
Yes, sir. I got to love this right here. I've been waiting for this all year.
Defensively, you guys just really took it to them.
Thank you. Well, we worked hard all year. You know, after our first game against Heritage, I lost. Nobody thought we would come back to the state championship. But we worked hard all year, worked on the defense, and we made it back, and we won it. 4 times in a row, baby. 4 times in a row.
I tell you got to be happy. I know that, yeah, I see that smile on your face. It's like your brother, but this really shows your brother. You're one up on him, aren't you?
Yes, sir. We still know who the best out of the little brother.
Well, listen, congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Bob. As Bob had a chance to talk with Jarrett Green and Raymond Mann, the big twosome that anchor that defense for the Hampton Crabbers. And there you see the trophy being held high by the 4-time state champion Hampton Crabbers. I believe that's either the 17th or the 18th championship that the Crabbers have had over the years. I saw that in the article. In any event, the 4th consecutive state championship.
Stay over here, though. Marcus, great game. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Bob's still trying to find some. Here you go, Bob.
I've got two young men here. They're very instrumental, not only offensively but defensively. Muffin, you had one heck of a game today.
Yeah, I just wanted to come out and play hard. This is my last game, and I knew that we would go down in history if we won this game right here. I just not wanted to do it for myself and for the team. I just wanted to do it for everybody, the community, and most of all, the assistant coaches.
Well, you've got a great fan base that just follows you guys. I know it's got to help you.
Oh yeah, fans, they follow us everywhere they go. They come out support us, and we're very happy that they're here to support us.
Congratulations. What can I say, Marcus? That's a beautiful smile you got. Tell me a little bit about the game today. Your quarterback draws really seem to help.
Yeah, Coach said that the draw will open up a lot. They hadn't really seen us run the draw a lot, and Coach said we ran the draw, will open up a lot, and it did. It played a big part in the game for us today.
Well, and you passed the ball well. You had a couple drop, and a couple you just got a little overexcited, but man, you're throwing the ball better and better as you go along, aren't you?
I think I progressed as the season went along, and that's the main thing. You always want to stay consistent. You never want to take steps backwards, and I think I did that towards the season, and I'm glad we won the state championship.
Yeah, I am too. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good enough. Let me see if I can get a hold of a couple of coaches.
All right, so Bob had a chance to talk with Marcus Higgins, the junior quarterback. He'll be back next year. Mac Jones will be back, and a lot of these
Where's Danny?
very talented Hampton Crabbers will return next year.
Mike's over here talking right over here. Where's
of course,
Danny?
they will try to seek that 5th consecutive championship.
Think about that, really. You know, the thing that pleases me so much is see these kids be so happy because they worked hard for this. I thought they did a great job keeping their composure tonight. They're a great group of kids and great assistant coaches. You know, Mickey Crouch, he just thought he had the best assistant coach in the state of Virginia. I'm not saying we got the best ones, but if there's any better ones, I'd like to get them too.
Coach, it's got to be sweet. 4 in a row. Unprecedented.
Well, like I said, I think it was great for these kids, the seniors, to go out that way, and I think it was so great for Keith Mann. You know, last year they came up a little short here. They had a great year and got in that cold weather and lost that one in the finals, and I really wanted, you know, for him to have that opportunity tonight too, since he was over there, and they worked hard and they earned it, you know, and they played solid tonight.
Coach, the time
He been getting me all year. You got him? Hey, thank you, brother. Thank you. I'm going to get baked now.
Hey, listen, look at now. We got a guy taping our guy.
That's right. I saw him get knocked down last week. I'll make sure he's okay. He's alive.
He's alive and he's good. Congratulations, both of you guys. I know being assistant coaches, a lot of people don't think it holds a lot of prestige, but I tell you, if I'm assistant coach in Hampton, that's better than being a head coach somewhere else.
Yes, it is. I love it. Playing in December is always a heck of a lot better than finishing up in November. I'll tell you that right now, no matter where you're at.
You told me that it would really be bad if it was Thanksgiving and you guys weren't practicing.
Hey, we look forward to playing on Thanksgiving, going out there to practice and working real hard for 3 or 4 hours to go home and eat some turkey. Turkey tastes like turkey. And we finally got, I think, a little too old for the kids. They're afraid to play us in football anymore, but turkey tastes good. Hey, this makes Christmas. It's for our families, ours is mine, and Coach Smith's and everybody. This makes Christmas. This is what Christmas is all about.
Well, I tell you, you guys have sacrificed since August, and I know that this is a culmination of it, and this is something you can just enjoy for the rest of the year.
Yes, it is. We really enjoyed it. Guys worked hard.
Hey, you know, I know.
Hey, we're exhausted, but I tell you one thing. That gate last year, you know, a lot of people wrote us off, said it was over with. Well, we're right back again. So before you start writing us off again next year, take a look, see where.
Congratulations to the Hampton Crabbers. Let's go back up to Tim.
Okay. All right, thank you, Bob. And again, let me express our congratulations here at Channel 46 for the Hampton Crabbers as they win the state championship, a feat that very few people thought they'd be able to accomplish, especially having lost their opening game of the season.
Hey, I got Keith Mann here. We called you the hit man before you got at Hampton, but now you got Raymond Mann over there, you got Alexander, you got Coach Mann. Just some man on man. You guys really took it to him defensively.
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about your scheme, what you had in mind, and what happened.
Well, only thing I know, Coach, Coach, he tell us everything. He don't tell us nothing wrong. Only thing I had to do is if I listen to Coach, he told me I just had to go out there and call the defenses and recognize all the sets.
So basically that's what I did.
Okay, now also you started running the ball halfway through the season, and that's something a little different, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
How do you like that?
Well, I like it. Well, I like contact. All contact.
Well, I tell you, you did a great job. Congratulations, and we'll look for you at one of the big colleges next year.
Yes, sir.
Good enough. Let's go back to Tim.
I think I've got it back now. Is this it? Okay. Again, we want to thank our sponsors tonight. The broadcast was underwritten by the following: Hampton Chevrolet at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. By Zooms with 5 convenient Hampton locations.
I've got most of the coaches,
Scott and
Tim,
Hunter Francis.
and I don't want to forget
Family Dentistry.
When gearing up for your next print job, call Gear Up.
By your Allstate agents, Robert Mann and James Hudson. By Stallion Brothers Heating and Cooling. And in part by Wood Funeral Home, where Richard Pulley is the funeral director. All right, we're going to go back down to Bob. Go ahead, Bob.
I got Lanny Franklin with me, one of the assistant coaches. And Lanny, I know you got to be ecstatic.
You know I am. You know, it seems funny. All year we've heard, well, Ronald Curry, Ronald Curry, Ronald Curry. And Ronald Curry's a great player, and I respect him as a player, but really it all starts with Coach Smith. That's what it is. It's Coach Smith. I just don't know what to say.
Well, you know, and you and I talked just a second ago about him stepping it up a notch or 2 or 3 during the season. I mean, in the playoffs, and he does. He can look at a film and do more with the film. You and I can look at it, and we miss what he picks up.
Exactly. You know, he just spends so much time in the film room. I mean, day after day after day, practice, then after practice, into the night. I mean, it pays off. He steps it up another notch.
Well, I tell you, and you guys got all year to savor this, and I know it's going to be a sweet Christmas.
It surely is.
Good enough.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Bob.
See if I can get, we'll see if I get mine.
As you see on your screen, some of the Hampton Crabbers still enjoying the moment as they are relishing this 4th consecutive state championship in Group AAA Division 5.
He ran the ball out of 53 times. That's usually good. They don't come close to the point, you know, they're blown out. I mean,
the post-game festivities continue here at Dick Price Stadium. While I have the opportunity, I do want to take the opportunity for all of us here at Channel 46 to wish all of you the very best of upcoming holidays. And hopefully we'll see you after the first of the year with our basketball coverage. Go ahead, Bob.
I tell you, Mike, this is love to come here, and I know this is going to be great. But I thought a big thing happened with the defense. When it looked like that they may get down there close, your defense just come up big, and from then on it was just how many points were you going to score, it seemed like.
Well, I thought the defense played good all night. You know, they got a little tendency to grab you and hold you on that wing out there, and I guess it's hard for the officials to see, but they tackle you on offense. It's hard to play defense sometimes. You know, they hurt Jarrett, and there's some things going on that really shouldn't have been part of that ball game early in the game. So I don't know. It turned out okay. You know, they got a little drive going there one time, but stopped that, and then that kind of changed.
Well, and that really kind of just changed their whole. You could kind of see a letdown on them, and you guys just kind of started bouncing a little bit. You could just see that Crabber spirit just getting ready to explode.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I guess we got a couple of lucky bounces, but always glad to get them.
I tell you, congratulations, Mike. 4 in a row, back to back to back to back. It's got to be great.
Well, just great these guys won.
Thanks, appreciation, and congratulations. Let's go back up to Tim.
All right, I think that's going to do it from the sidelines as the Hampton Crabbers victorious 35-0 over Amherst County here at Dick Price Stadium. For Bob Hintz, Bob Killen, and the entire Channel 46 crew, this is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.